Well, I'm live. And Sláinte, good evening on St. Patrick's Day. And welcome to what is a live tasting with Belfast Whisky Week and many people who might have a mystery Irish whisky box in front of them for this tasting. So Paddy, Duffy, good to see you. I'm glad that you're already through your first 5. Sure, why not? It is Paddy's Day. Making you wait till 8 o'clock to have a wee nip was probably unfair of me. Yes, Connor, how are we? MP Moho, how are we? Great to see you. Tonight is a bit of a mystery. No one knows what they've got in their box. I don't even know what they've got in their box. What about you, David? How are you? You've all got one of these, though. You've all got a tasting card. A mystery box with lots of, I suppose, questions on it. If people can read that. This is a live tasting, but it also belongs to you. You know, as the community, it's your tasting. You know, we're on here on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm going to allow people to come on board into the chat. So I'm going to put the invite in here a couple of times throughout the evening. I'm going to let people come on here. So bear with me just now. There we go. And listen, if people choose to come on, let me know. You click that link and you come into the studio. And then if you really want to come on board, if I notice that you're drinking and you've got your glasses and you've got your boxes, then we can do that. All right. So evening, Liam, how are we? Yes, Robert, good on you. Garth. Yes, even fellow leprechauns. Oh, Shimini, hi, how are things? You have the whiskey, you don't have the box, you can come on for the crack. Shimini, you're more than welcome. Hi, Ahmad, how are we? Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day. Indeed, happy St. Patrick's Day. Yes, Graham. Got YouTube on the TV to rope the missus in. You've got YouTube on the TV so someone else can watch us enjoying the whiskey. Absolutely brilliant. Jonathan Ramirez, hi, how are you? Happy St. Patrick's Day. Yes, Adrian Cassidy, how are you? Good. Thank you, Michael. Yes, I'm looking forward to the surprises also. I'm excited because, you know, to be frank, I don't even know. I do know what's in the box. I'm only playing, but it's nice to have a bit of suspense. It's nice to have a little bit of intrigue. There was no doubt about that. It's nice to have those little bits of intrigue. I'm wearing a wee bit of green today because it's Paddy's Day, and everyone, if you don't wear green, apparently you get pinched. I know that must be an Irish thing. Don't wear green on Paddy's Day, you get pinched. So I had to wear something green today. In celebration of Ireland's patron saint. So, yes, Ahmed, yes, indeed. This is an event that's on just now. We're about to start drinking whiskies. Well, there's Garth. Garth, good to see you. Coming on for the crack. Yeah. My box didn't arrive. John, are you kidding me? John, you are not serious. John McDougall, don't be messing about with me. Don't be silly. Did you actually order a mystery box? I thought you ordered a cologne box. Look, I don't mind. Let's have a wee look. Garth, you can hear me okay? Yes? Good lad. You come in for the chat, Garth?
Yep. Keeps repeating.
Good. And what here? Show me your card. Have you got your card? You have to prove that you've got the whiskies and you've got the card. Yes. Good man. If not, I was just going to kick you straight off the stream. But good that you've come on. And listen, everyone can come on. Everyone can come on for the crack. Tell me this, Garth. Were you intrigued about what was going on here? Mystery box. You know, you had a bit of faith. Am I right? A bit of blind faith there.
So it keeps repeating. Over repeat yourself.
Oh, I'm saying you must have had a bit of blind faith.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Garth, where are you based? Where are you from?
In England.
Yeah, I got that with the accent. I was hoping We can narrow that down. People know England. We know England, you know.
St Ives near Cambridge.
Lovely. Oh, brilliant. Good man. Okay, listen, since how you're on, we'll just crack on with the first one. Did you manage to get to smell it yet? Have you tasted it? Have you delved in yet, Gareth? We might have a slight delay on that, is it?
Not yet.
Right, okay. So I'm going to answer a couple of quick questions just while we pour the first one. Yeah, so people are asking, should I have got 2 glasses? Yes, you should have got 2 glasses. However, hopefully people got at least 1 glass, so you can at least drink with that 1 glass. But you definitely should have got 2. Now, there's a reason for it. I'd ordered 2 sets of glasses. I actually thought it was my own fault. I thought they were going to be here in time. So we had, for those that know, there's a Cologne Cult, and I'd ordered Cologne Cult glassware. And at the same time, I also ordered Irish Whiskey Club glassware. So there was 2 sets of glassware that I wanted to give out. And for this tasting, I wanted to give out the Irish Whiskey Club glassware, which is unique. No one's got it yet. And I wanted to do that. So everyone who ordered a mystery box specifically will get Irish Whiskey Club glassware sent to them separately. And they'll get that at some point now, probably in April, I'm assuming now by the looks of it. Hopefully you're not too upset by that, because it will happen. That will come to you. There was another box which actually got maybe 0 glassware, and again, the Cologne guys know that it's because I've actually ordered specific glassware for them. Yeah, of course. You got 5 glasses and only 5 samples. Yeah. Listen, everyone got the right samples. I know, and everyone I know for a fact, everyone has said they got them on time with no issues. There was no leakages. There was no nothing. So if anyone is going to whinge about it, not a problem. Put it into the comments. Have a wee whinge. But you should have got at least 1 glass. And if you've got a glass, utilise it for tonight's tasting, and you'll get your specific Irish Whiskey Club bespoke glasses, which will be coming to you. They'll come separately. Okay. So let's not cry about it. What's the weird signs on the bottle? What's the weird signs on the bottle? I don't know. What weird signs? They're just like little. They're shamrocks. They're not. Robert, I have no idea. So the first one, it's not a mystery. Well, it is a mystery, but it's an exclusive, really. So we're getting to taste here. Everyone's getting to taste Dunville's 1808. Okay, so this is the new blend from Dunville's, from the Echelinville Distillery. So this is what everyone gets as number 1. All right. I persuaded the guys at Echelinville to let us put this into the mystery box. I suppose for them, we've got quite a lot of people got the mystery box. Close to 50 people, I think, got the mystery box. So it's very, I suppose for the distillery, it could be dangerous, couldn't it? Giving out whiskey as the first run during one of these conversations, which is live, getting people's first impressions of it. But yeah, I think it's a good start. If anyone watched the Sláinte episode with myself and Jarlath, Steve McGuinness, and Graham from Echelinville on Monday night, they'll know that this is a very good blend. And that's, yes, it's coming from them, but it's also, I really like it. The makeup, the construction of it. To talk about the construction, we've got 4 major components, but I think the guys elaborated. It kind of burrows on into maybe about 7 different components. But when we talk about the pot still element, the malt, the peated malt, the single grain, but maybe different cask elements as well. So it actually adds up to a very complex blend. Youthful, yes. And we were hit with the most amazing news that actually this version here, grey label at least, and this is out in America right now, out for sale in America. It went for sale in Ireland and in the UK. Went for sale just yesterday, I believe. It has component of Echelinville's own liquid, which we don't want to make a big deal about that. And I'm not sure if the distillery want to make a massive deal about it, but it is pretty cool. It's pretty smart, So It's a great nose. Really like the nose. It's got that kind of, there's a beer element, like a kind of hopsy kind of element on the nose. It's got a lovely wee, lovely spice on the nose. And yeah, on the taste, it's got lovely, lovely spice. Really, Michael? So you thought it was dark silky before I said it was the Dunvilles? You know, I'm just, hey, let's nip through a couple of these comments. Where we go. So yeah, look, if you've got one glass, be happy. You will get more glasses. They will come to you, and hopefully we get over the glass gate. I think that's what we're going to call it. You did blag Brendan's glasses, John. Well done. The samples arrived super quick. Yes, they did. Yeah, look, we had people. You know, most of our samples when they were getting ordered, we waited until obviously we did a lot of the pouring and bottling, and then we started sending stuff out. But people were still ordering. There was a couple of boxes that went back in onto the site, and people ordered it, and they were delivered the next day, which is really good. Oh yes, on the top of the bottles, Robert. Sorry, on the top of the bottles there are little pieces of writing, and that's actually because when I was doing the bottling, I had to wait for the labels coming off the press. So I was using my own little shorthand. So if people might be able to read what I've written on the top of some of the bottles and maybe make their own minds up. Oh, excellent, Eric. How are we? Thank you very much, and yes, happy St. Patrick's to you. You've got plenty of glasses, Dave. Good. That's good to hear. Everyone's loving the fact it's 1808 to start with. I stole the 1808 original, but then then obviously I thought I like it, so I'm going to put it into the box. Sorry, David Cummins. Sorry. And yes, thanks very much, Tim. Great start. Yeah, it's a two. People are really liking this. Yeah, starting strong, and we are starting strong. It's not a strong alcoholic, but it's a strong start, I think, in terms of taste. You know, so 40% alcohol. It's a very, very good, very complex blend. But I think a lot of people will, once they get to try this and they stand up against its peers, it will be one of those whiskies that you can say, do you know what, for value for money, this is going to be good. Great legs on it. Yes, 40%, just Peter, just 40%. Yeah, and you do have to get a bottle. Graham, you have to get a bottle. John, look, I need to say a couple of things. I need to caveat these boxes that you're all getting. I need to caveat all of this, Whiskey Week and the designs and everything else. So, we've got a lovely team of helpers. We've got a lot of guys who really put an effort into making sure that the Whiskey Week runs. The Christmas editions, the St. Patrick's Day editions. That's all. There's a lot of hard work that goes into them. But the presentation. Those wooden boxes, they come from Whiskey Craft IE. That's John Daly. A big shout out to him. Thank you very much for the work that you've done for those boxes. The labelling, the design. Oh, Garth, go ahead. You answered the call.
Yeah, 1 sec. Work.
It's okay. I'll put you on pause.
Hello.
There you go. We don't want to hear that. That's okay. I'm going to bring some other people into the chat also. We've got a couple of people starting to fill up the room here. But yeah, I want to say thanks very much to Johnny and Connie at Studio Stereo. Who put a lot of effort into the labelling, into the presentation as well. Yes, it's on my bequest. I'm telling them what I want, but these guys have got they've got the eye for detail. I'm loving the bits of. I just wonder if anyone actually could start to answer the questions that were in the booklet, because they are actually real mysteries. These are 9 real mysteries. I wonder if anyone has actually managed to solve them. So mystery number 1 was, why can you only fold paper 7 times equally? That's something that challenged me when I was a young kid. I'd gone to a museum somewhere, and it was just written up on the wall. I was like, man, that's absolute bollocks. And the amount of times I got a bit of paper and kept on folding it and folding it and folding it, I was like, nah, it doesn't work. Next bit of paper, folding it, really trying to get that really thin kind of greaseproof paper even. Tracing paper, and again, it just wasn't working. So if someone can actually fold the paper equally more than 7 times, let me know if that's a if it is a bollocks mystery or it's just one of those things. Yes, John, 100%. Boxes are spot on. Thank you very much. You take a bow, indeed. Yeah, listen, let's talk about that liquid. 1808 is great. I'm glad that people really appreciate it. It's definitely something for me. Okay, I want to make sure that people are drinking the right box here. Hold on, because I'm conscious. A couple of people in the room here. Make sure you're drinking the right box. It is definitely the mystery box. We're definitely using white labels. Yeah, there are white labels, not anything other. If you've got a green label or a black label, okay, your green labels are the premium box. Your black labels are the Bushmills boxes. White labels are mystery boxes. And if you've got a cream label, then it's Cologne, and it should say Cologne set on it. So the white labels are the mystery box, and you should have a card that says mystery box, and it should have all this information in it. Okay, so please don't be on this tasting and thinking we're doing Bushmills or the premium or the Cologne, because you'll be gladly you'll be sadly upset. Here we go. I'm going to bring in Shamini. Shamini, you come into the studio if you want. Yes, thumbs up. Do you want to come in? Yeah, and you come. And JD, I don't know, I can't see your face, JD, but if you want to come in for the crack, you're more than welcome. I just need to see your face. Shamini, how are we?
Hi, Paul. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Oh, very good. And you've got some of these whiskies. You might have some of these whiskies with you, yeah?
I might have, but I only know the first one yet.
The 1808. You have the 1808. That's good. Okay.
That was delicious.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Good.
it was really good.
Good. No, I really like it. And I thought, once I stole it and I got a chance to taste it, I thought, it'd be really good to get this out to the masses, let people taste it. Hopefully it makes people want to go out and buy it, because it is, it's the lowest of the low, in terms of the price point for the Dunvilles range. It's an introductory blend, but I think it's complex enough to stand up against, some of some of these blends that we've had for a long time. It will definitely go toe to toe with Jameson and a Bushmills original, easy. I think that's that's without shadow of a doubt. A lot of complexity to it. So yeah.
It certainly isn't the lowest of the lows taste wise.
Didn't touch the sides.
Yeah.
Do you like it, Gareth? Yeah.
Yeah, it went down well.
Well, that's good. That's good. Thank you very much. I really want people to come back to me on this folding paper stuff. It's to me it is mind-boggling. But listen, the second one we have. So the second whiskey we have is a rum finish. Okay, so it's a rum finish whiskey. It's a Caribbean rum finish, and it's Bushmills. So it's the Caribbean rum cask finish Bushmills, bottle number 2. Okay, comes in at again 40%. So we're not jumping through high alcoholic content at the moment. 40%, and I think that this became available in Europe, but didn't come, and it's still not available here in Ireland. So had to pick a couple of these up to get involved with the tasting. But I just thought, why not? My favourite rum finish or rum casking of whiskey is a Bushmills, and it's the first one they did. Cask 1711 is a single cask offering of Bushmills rum cask, and cask strength, yes, fair enough. But this one here, it's maybe not the same as the 12-year-old Select, but it's a blend. It's not a single malt. So again, we've got the blend here with the Dunvilles. This is a blend, a Bushmills blend. Let's think of it as being, on the same kind of category, but it's got that rum finish. I think it smells superb. I just think it has that lovely it's kind of got like a toasty coconut, but it's more that kind of actually fruity petrol rather than like a high-end petrol that you get in the petrol station. It's got a fruity kind of note to it. It's really nice.
I don't have that one.
I am so sorry, Shamini. Don't cry.
Don't. I will start crying. No, but seriously, have you tasted the steamship? No, wait.
Yes.
It's called steamship.
It's
The
called the
sherry.
yeah. There's the
Sherry
there's the
edition.
bourbon, sherry, there's a rum also in that category. Yeah. There's also, I think there's a port as well. So but the rum's nice. So more fire in this than the Dunvilles. People are saying, yeah, that's a couple of people now saying it. Really fruity on the nose. It's got a bit more bite to it. Can you see the label? Yes, of course. Happy enough to show off the label. I really actually like this colour. It's got a lot of colour on it. So Bushmills, Caribbean rum cask finish, and it's split label. Don't know if that's clearer. Can it say that? I don't know. Probably not, but it says Bushmills single. Oh, it says single malt finished. So it's not a blend. Apologies. Single malt finished in hand selected Caribbean rum cask. No. I'm right. It's a blend. It is a blend. Bushmills single malt finished in hand selected Caribbean rum casks and blended with smooth triple distilled Irish grain whiskey for subtle fruit and dry spice flavour. So it is the Bushmills malt, but it's obviously we're taking the grain from our southern counterparts. We all know where that grain's coming from because of the relationship the Bushmills have with IDL. So yeah, it's lovely. Holland on the label is the master blender, but it's a blend. Bushmills liquid.
Try him first if they've got Landau.
We'll mute him because I didn't want to hear his conversation now. But he didn't know how to mute himself. Let's have a look. Yeah. The 1808 was very smooth. Yep. It's got Christmas cake to the vibe. We're talking, let's go back to this rum one. Smells amazing, but sniffing petrol isn't a good idea. Totally agree, Peter. It's not. But I like that smell. When you go to the garage and you fill up, quite like that smell. I'm not going to lie to you.
It is a good smell.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I remember when I was in middle school, I always wanted to get the Zippo lighter because it smells so nice.
I've just had a message. 2 people would like to join in.
Yeah, look, people are more than welcome to join in.
We've got Jodie and Justin there.
Yeah,
wanted to join
the
in.
link is there. I've put the link back into the chat. There it goes. It's back in the chat. People can click on that. They can come on through the screen. We can have a bit of banter. I have no issue. It's Christmas time again. Yes, it is.
There's 3 of us on the phone.
John McDougall wanted to hear your conversation in the background, but look, I muted you there because we didn't want that to happen. Yeah. People adding water. Christy, you're adding water to this, right? Okay. Losing the taste in the palate quickly. Yeah, it's not. Do you know what? It doesn't last a long time. I'm agreeing with you, Peter Barber. It really needs a little bit of that and then lots more glasses. You could probably drink a lot of that. It's very easy on it. Bin Garth out. Oh, no, Liam, we can't do that. Garth's here for the crack. He was on the phone trying to get a lot of people in, which is what it's about. Liam, you should come on here. Liam, it'd be good to have you on here for the crack. Let's do this. Right. Oh, did I lose you? Yeah. Sorry about that. There's me messing about. This is the favourite of the series. Really? Wow. Okay. Well, look, that was
That's because we're so good looking.
This is my favourite of the series. I hope so. Listen.
Hello.
Oh, he's back on the phone. He's back on it. Any idea when it's going to be released in Ireland? I am not sure. So yes, it was in the Polish market, and I have no idea. Paul Ahern, I just don't know. Yeah. So
Gareth is either a very important person or a very popular person.
I think he's super popular. I don't think he's a member of Parliament. Or indeed
maybe
a local doctor.
Maybe he's a doctor or something.
I was going to say I don't think he's a doctor. I just said I don't think he's a doctor. We are on the wavelength.
Maybe he's a surgeon, heart surgeon.
Maybe he is.
Brain surgeon. I don't know.
Gareth's got a bit of a slate in here. Gareth is so rude. I don't think he's rude. I just think he just wants he's running a taxi company. He's just listen, we're here for the banter, guys. We are definitely here for the banter. Listen, so question number 2, or bottle number 2, comes with: does the Loch Ness Monster actually exist? Does the Loch Ness Monster actually exist?
Yes.
And I think, Shamini, you agree?
Yes. I firmly believe in Nessie.
I actually agree with the Loch Ness Monster. That's why I put it in here. I agree with the Loch Ness Monster. I think there's definitely something down there. Whether or not it's a big, massive dinosaur thingamajig, I'm not sure. But there's definitely something lives down there, lives deep in that loch, and comes up once in a while for a bit of fresh air. I'm definitely behind that.
I'm not going to take over your chat, but it's like the world is covered by a lot of ocean.
Yeah.
And the ocean is my biggest fear by far, because it's so big and we haven't discovered not half of it.
No.
So
true.
I think there's a lot of things living in the ocean that we don't know anything about. So why shouldn't Nessie exist?
That's my point exactly.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't Nessie exist? Because actually, bloody well should exist. I watched a program the other day, and it was about it was jellyfish, but it was jellyfish that live so deep, like under under the ocean, so deep under the ocean that they are they're almost black in color because of how dark it is down there, but they're like little rainbows, and they look like little aliens. They look nothing like a jellyfish, but they are they're super cute looking. I dated Nessie back in the 90s, says MP Moho. 100%, I'm sure you did. People are saying that the bottles are coming. Those Bushmills are coming in April. That's great to hear. Joe, if you've come into the chat down here, I need your camera on so I can see your face and I can bring you in. I can't just have you blank. All right. Yeah. Michael Matthews, I'm trying to... Oh, right. Yeah. We'll just ignore that comment, Michael. Let's vote yes. Yes. More phone calls. No more phone calls. Gareth's not taking any more calls. Aren't you not, Gareth? You're not taking any more calls.
I don't know. It depends how many more trucks break down around the country.
Oh, right. So we're trying to guess what job you did. People were saying maybe you were a doctor, a politician, you ran a taxi firm. What is it, Gareth?
Yeah, it's a rescue and recovery firm for trucks and cars.
Guys, we need that. We need people who rescue trucks and cars. And we need them to be active 24/7. The amount of times I've broken down, or the amount of times I've been involved in an incident when I need that recovery vehicle, people like Garth, you're saving the nation, saving them. Although no one should be driving. No one should be driving. What?
No, I don't drive them. No, that's too much hard work.
No, I'm saying no one should be out driving. It's coronavirus. Sure, we're under curfew. People thought you were a hitman. Yeah. Okay.
That's in my past.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Transformer. Here we go. Truck hero, car hero. Just a hero.
I'm a reformed character.
So Christy's going back to the Bushmill. It was good that we come back to the whiskey. So that second bottle number 2, was the Caribbean rum. Cask finish. It's a blend. And Christy's saying reminds them of the Tullamore. So the Tullamore have the Tullamore XO reminds them of that. Interesting. Yeah. Slightly similar. Craig Mick says you're saving the nation while being pissed. Gareth, you're saving the nation while on the swell.
It's been done before.
Mark's on point. We need whiskey. We need those drivers to deliver the whiskey. No, I mean, I keep forgetting I can do this. I keep forgetting I can do that. Look at that. I don't even need to repeat what you're saying. I can actually press a button. I keep forgetting. Look. So I'll just bring that back off. There you go, Gareth. You've got another Gareth fan on here. Let's see you hook up a truck after bottle 5. Yes, that's the challenge. Is that the Sláinte? Is that the Belfast Whisky Week Sláinte challenge?
Not a chance of that, I'll tell you. I've struggled before I've touched any.
I was never a dodgy driver. Here, look at this. I've been incidents insofar as, like people bumping into me, car breaking down, flat tire. Actually, burst tire on the motorway. That's really scary. See when you get a blowout in the motorway, you freak out. Like, I think I might have told people the story. I was in America. I'd gone in. I was in Oklahoma, and I'd borrowed my friend's car. Now I say borrowed my friend's car. He was in the car, but I was driving. I like to drive wherever I go, and I'd taken this drive, and all of a sudden it was a beautiful sunny day in Oklahoma. All of a sudden it was a lot of black clouds came from nowhere, and then it was just rain, but sheets of rain, lots of rain everywhere. And I remember like thinking, it's all right. I know how to deal with this. You know, I've driven in rain. I've driven in snow. I learned to drive in snow. Not a problem. And pulled over to the left-hand side of the road thinking, don't worry, I'll put myself into the curb. I'll be grand. Oh, no. At this point, I'm aquaplaning, but I'm aquaplaning into a three or four lane traffic coming towards me because I've gone left. And in America, you don't do that, you know. So I found myself darting across traffic and coming back in. I must have crossed, 3 to maybe 8 lanes of traffic and found myself at the other side of the road, parked, stopped. Girls in the back of the car, my friends in the car, all screaming. We didn't hurt, no one got hurt. No, the car didn't damage. And then all of a sudden, the car just hit. It was on the edge of the verge, and it went straight into one of these waterways that went running along parallel to the motorway. That was not good. Look, car had to be pulled out of that, and yeah. So you need people like Garth. You definitely need them. This is getting out of hand already. I know we're just on bottle number 2. Stories are flowing, conversations happening. People are slagging people off, which is nice. We're having a bit of banter, but it is Paddy's Day as well. Sure, why not? Look, Loch Ness Monster exists. No one came back to say it didn't. I'm glad that no one argued. Oh my God, Garth, you look a bit like Paul Hollywood, or Paul Hollywood looks a bit like you, Jody says. Claim to fame, this is actually Paul Hollywood who's running the truck business.
Don't you start that. I get that enough from the sister-in-law.
Wasn't me, someone else is it? Jody Smith is on.
Yeah, that's my brother.
Sorry, really?
That's my brother, yeah.
Go ahead. Good. Listen, the bottle number 3. So bottle number 3, I thought, sure, why not? I'd actually come across it once only, and I haven't actually. This will be my first time drinking this, I think. Yeah. So this is the Cobegan small batch rye, 43%, and it comes in at 43% alcohol. So 43% alcohol. Bottle number 3. Yep, I've marked it there. Cobegan small batch rye. And, I think this is a strange one. And the label's really crap for me to read off. But it says here, from Ireland's oldest licensed distillery. So listen to that. From Ireland's oldest licensed distillery, this unique spirit pays tribute to the golden age of Irish whiskey with a rare heritage mash of rye, malt and barley. Rye, malt and barley content. And Cobegan suggesting that they're the Ireland's oldest licensed distillery. I'm not sure if they have a face-off between themselves and Bushmills. Maybe they do. Maybe there's a face-off. Maybe they get up into each other's face. But it's a pot still. And Brendan Carty's actually just said that, I think, has he? I've just read that, yeah. Single pot still in everything but its name. Yeah, because it's, no bad words. We're not cracking up at anyone. But the technical file suggested that it wasn't allowed to be called single pot still. I think that's maybe why small batch rye is written on here. But yeah, I don't think many people have tasted this. I'm not sure how small the limited run was, but it's a limited release. Yeah, it's a good sound. It was a good sound indeed, Dave. Let's do it again. But even better going back on. Yeah, it was here. It's a lovely nose. Like, do you know what the best thing about creating these boxes is for when I'm opening them? See, getting the nose. See if I don't like the nose or something, I won't put it in the box. Okay, so it's got a kick, does it? Right. Let's have a look here. What have we got? So when I run through this, Smells fruity with a hint of floral. Okay. Oh, it's lovely. Excellent. I can just do that. I can just put them up there. I keep on forgetting. So it's nice to see, Michael. Thank you very much. There we go. Delighted to see it's included. Yeah, do you know what? As I say, this has been my first time tasting this. So this is going to be personal, personal opinion based on. It's a mystery to me. It's good. You're going to see that. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Shimmy, you don't have this.
I don't.
So I'm assuming.
I'm a tad bit envious. I am, but then again, I know what I have to look forward to tomorrow.
Are you on the cologne tasting tomorrow?
Oh yes, I am.
Now that might be something special.
I think so.
To me, the mystery box is something very, very delicate. We've put together the cologne stuff. For those that want, for those that are following the cologne journey, it is a special box. It is lovely. Let's see what else we've got here. It's given the 40 rye a run for its money, Graham. Okay, thank you.
It's good.
All three first for me so far. All three first for me so far. Nice mix, yeah. I like this one with more without water. Yeah, Marion, I don't think it needs water at all. I really like that on the taste. It's actually really. I wasn't expecting it to be good. I'll be frank. I just don't know what I was expecting. Just wasn't expecting this. So I'm quite enjoying that. Is that another Gareth?
So again,
we've got another. How many Gareths are on this? How many Gareths are here for the crack? Here, we'll bring Gareth in. We've got another Gareth. Look at that. It's going to be confusing. Okay, it's Gareth Spence.
Yeah, you didn't know that before you brought me on. Otherwise, you wouldn't have.
Gareth, have you got this tasting box?
I've got this box, and this is a great box.
You enjoying it so far?
Oh yeah.
Is that a Jimison? Is that a Jimison t-shirt?
It's because it's one of the few green t-shirts I own, and Paddy's Day and all that, and the way there's like numbers 5 through 9 are Jameson. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding.
5 through to 9 are Jimison.
Yeah.
Nah, there's no Jimison here. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I'll sign off then. No, I'm only kidding.
Here, the fact that you think that is absolutely brilliant. So Dr. Spence is in the room. Okay, that's good. Michelle, I'm glad that you're looking forward to the premium box on Saturday. I was kind of worried when I saw Tom's comment. I was like, is Tom drinking this box? I was like, sure, this is the mystery box. Don't normally like rye. Okay, I need to keep doing that. Don't normally like that. Here we go. I'm not sure. It doesn't specifically say Paddy on the bottle, which is interesting. It doesn't say that. It says here though, and it gives its own little tasting note for everyone. But I think I think we've got the tasting notes down to a T here already. It's got that beautiful toffee note. It's actually got a really lovely sweet spice to it. Not like a peppery spice, more of a sweet spice. I really like that. Hold it up. Hold the bottle up against you. Not a problem at all. This one here. Okay, there you go.
It's good. It's like spicy pomegranate jam or something.
Yeah, but it's warm. It's got like a lovely. Do you know it has that kind of early morning fruit salad that you'd look for? With and being served in a hotel, because you don't do it in your own house. Do you know what I mean? The only place where you get like melons and watermelon, and you get like that that lovely little puree that they put around it, to make it all very, very fresh and pretty. That is on here. It's that type of fruit. But a lovely spice on it. Actually says on the bottle, it says here something about ginger, soft ginger and toffee. And I think that it's ginger. Is it ginger spice? It's just a sweet spice.
It's pretty dead on. Like, yeah, because I was wondering what that is. It's like, it's not peppery like you say. It's just something else, spicy root based. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So there we go. Right, Tom. Okay. I'm glad you are. Excellent. So it's the Cobegan small batch rye. All right. Still for sale. That's really good, John. I didn't know that. That's good. I wasn't sure if it was still on sale anywhere. So that's interesting. So I wonder what the outrun was. Okay, because these made it to the north. So these were actually, I purchased these in the north, friend at hand. So they were, bought in the friend at hand. So I
Not smuggled, I hope.
Sorry?
Not smuggled.
They weren't smuggled. No, I mean I've got the Dunvilles that was stolen. I've got the Caribbean rum that was smuggled in from Europe, but we've got the Cobegan actually made it to the north, which is really interesting because not a lot makes it to the north. So we're having to creep over that border and actually, I tell you what, Garth, not Garth Spence. I'm going to call you Dr. Spence, but Garth, the real hero. You might be saving lives in the hospital, Garth, but this guy's saving lives on the road. He's making trucks happen. He's making cars go. That's the real hero today. That's what we're talking about. But tell me this: did you manage to pick up these new Redbreast bottles, or have you purchased them? Actually, a better question: have you purchased anything from the south of Ireland recently to your UK address?
No.
Yeah. Okay. We're just finding. I've got a lot of friends who've called me in the last couple of days. Not to vent, but they've said, "Listen, what's going on here? Has Brexit really messed things up? Because they've ordered stuff from the south of Ireland, and they're now being charged into the country tax and duty on alcohol coming from the south of Ireland."
We were doing some tastings from the south, but they're not doing anything to the UK now.
Really?
They've stopped doing them, yeah.
That's not good, is it?
That's not nice.
No, not good. Not good at all. MP Moho, no, we have not. We're still on 3. We're talking about the Cobegan small batch rye. And question three on the card was, did we land on the moon? Now, it is a mystery because a lot of people are flat earthers. Flat earthers. A lot of people don't believe that we managed to get into space, let alone land on the frickin' moon. So, and we've just landed on Mars, although it wasn't a human being, it was a little toy. But the landing on the moon, it's a mystery because people still have this mad theory that we didn't even get there, that the flag was back to front, that there was wind that was blowing, there was like camera angles, there was light from nowhere, there was 7 suns, but really those 7 suns were actually, a camera studio, a studio with cameras and lights. So look, if people want to come back to me, this is the third mystery. I've really liked the whiskey. The whiskey is really nice, I would prefer that. It's not. Do you know what? For its attempt, if this is a pot still, even though it's been called a small batch rye because the technical, as a pot still, this is probably the nicest pot still in my head at the moment. It's probably the nicest pot still. It's very smooth. That has come out, without it maybe being from the ideal kind of world. This is really nice, actually. It's pretty impressive.
It's a good one.
Isn't it? Wasn't expecting it. Sometimes I'm like, I haven't tried this. I don't know what it's going to be like. It could be really crap, but it's not. It's actually quite good. So fair play to the Cobegan lads, pulling this one out the bag. I'm going to keep that. Might come back to that and drink way more of it. That would be bad, wouldn't it? Let's have what have we got here? Some other people. We landed on the moon. It was proven in the Big Bang Theory. Great show. Well done, John. Excellent. Why did we land on the moon is the actual question. Yeah. Do they have whiskey there? Robert, I'm not sure. They have cheese. Everyone knows it's cheese. Everybody knows there is mass amounts of cheese on the moon. Surely that you were brought up on that.
Well, the man that lives there has got to live on something.
Yeah.
Just has very high cholesterol.
Do you remember the Moomins? You ever watched the Moomins? I absolutely loved the Moomins as a kid. Remember Off the Button Moon? Oh, I loved that. That makes me feel young again. That's class. My name is Buzz Aldrin, the second man on the moon. Yes, okay. Mars Distillery. Yes, we've all heard of the Mars Distillery. That's it. Oh, well done, Mars Distillery. John Daly, take a bow. Take a bow. That Japanese distillery. Well done. You're spot on there. We were on the rye. We're going to move on. So we were on the rye there. We're going to move on from that. That's brilliant. There's a mirror. Oh, there's a mirror left on the moon by the astronauts. If you shine a laser at the moon, you can reflect it back off the mirror. Aye, now, Catherine. Now, hold on. Are you pulling my leg? Is that justification that we actually landed on the moon?
You would have to reflect it at the exact right place.
Hold on. It's like hold on. That's not even a needle in a haystack. That's a freaking. Do you know what that is? That's the end of a follicle in a haystack. Surely there's no way anything like that could ever happen. Is John Daly the golfer? No, John Daly's the guy behind Irish Whiskey Craft IE. Yes, or Whiskey Craft IE. Too much drink already? I think so. I think people are on it.
I was hoping he was the golfer.
Ah, no. Oh, that's brilliant.
Heartbroken now.
I tell you what, the golfer's like a wee drink, by the way. The wee man Tiger Woods. I know he's probably still in hospital recovering, is he? But his wife or partner, is it wife? I'm not sure. I don't want to get myself into any litigation issues.
Neither's
but
he.
She was in what?
Neither's he.
Yeah.
I think his wife battered him with a golf club, didn't she?
No,
some years ago.
No idea. But she came into the Friend at Hand in Belfast and bought lots and lots of alcohol while the Open was on. So, which is really nice, and that's good. You know, took away all the great expressions. I think they took the Redbreast Friend at Hand 25-year-old and a couple of other really nice wee expressions from there. So yeah, let's have a look. Was that he was asked that when he was entering the US? Yeah, I'm sure you were. Yeah. I mean, you look nothing like him. You look nothing like him. Yeah. Okay. So, look, we're going to press on to number 4. So, Garth, you had a prize. You know, you said everyone 5 to 9 was Jimison. I'm surprised you didn't get number 4.
Oh, really?
Anyway, so number 4 is a really god awful drink. I don't know why I put this one in the mix.
That's no way to talk about cologne now. Come on.
You know when you put a whiskey, but you know when you put a whiskey into something, you're like, man, they're absolutely going to detest that. It's going to be shite. I put in the John's Lane Powers 12-year-old into new bottle, obviously new styly bottle, but number 4, which we're on, is a 12-year-old John's Lane single pot still. Yeah. And I tell you what, you can't have a whiskey tasting without a good Powers in it.
It's good because
now I am sad. I'm really, really sad, Paul.
Shimini, don't cry.
But I'm just about to start.
Don't cry. Listen, for those that do not have it in their glass at the moment, do not fear. You can purchase John's Lane in most shops, most retail. No doubt you can buy it online, but I'm sure you can buy it just about everywhere. It's a very staple part of the Powers range. So what a whiskey this is, indeed. Let's do that.
It's great. I've been sitting smelling it for the last 5 minutes.
I'm surprised you didn't get it. I mean, it's such a renowned smell.
And I want to say, if you haven't tasted it, then go out and buy a bottle tomorrow.
Well, I mean, that's telling people to get on the lash.
Yes.
Paddy's Day was today. Go buy a bottle tomorrow. The 12-year-old is really good. It is, it is one of those Powers bottles that you must try. I would agree with Shimini on this one. It's got, and John, you're spot on. Big.
That's the only one that gets faint apples,
isn't it?
And it's so oily and mouth coating.
It is oily. Yeah.
And delicious.
Love John's Lane. There you go. And yes, indeed, your granddad worked there, Liam. For those that don't know Liam and you want to get to know Liam, it's okay. Liam's a Manchester City fan. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. And you know, still
Why?
top of the league. But he's a good guy. I'm only playing him. You're a good man. You're a good
Just
man.
never stops drinking. That's why.
Here we go. Well, I'm sorry I couldn't do that, Tim. I'm sorry I wasn't me deconstructing Powers. I did bring, however, to the market the first ever John Powers, Powers John's Lane cast strength. Just saying. And I'm sure that a lot of people had a lot of enjoyment in the summer drinking that. But yeah, I did hear that deconstruction was absolutely brilliant. I actually missed it myself. I think I do actually have the set to do a deconstruction. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, interesting. Quite right, because the statement on it is John's Lane 12 years old, but we all know that that's the earliest component part of it, and they are older component parts. Burst full of flavour. Yeah, it really does. So good. Fab whiskey. Yeah. We can stop the mystery tasting at this point because it might be the best. I don't know, but to me it is superb. Like, and we're talking about chalk and cheese. It's chalk and cheese. We've got these blends at the start of the tasting. We move into the Quebec and the small batch rye, but the Powers John Lane, I think at 46%. We've crept from 40%, 43 up to 46%. It's lovely. It's oily. It's thick. That burst of the crisp red apple is really, really, really nice. And it's got a lovely spice to it. It envelops within the mouth. Gives a lot of lovely spice. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, definitely a go-to. This is a go-to one.
It's not too far off. I would put it like a kind of pot still equivalent of Bushmill 16. You just keep coming back to it, and you think like, oh, I've tried so many since I last had it. Surely it's not as good as it was, and it just is.
I don't know who that was for.
Excuse me, Paul, while I sit here fangirling all over Brandon. You should highlight his comment before mine.
This one here.
Yeah.
I know.
Please leave it up for the rest of the night.
Look at that, eh? Shamini, you're getting some praise there from that brandy lad.
Yeah, and seriously, it means the world to me.
Yeah, I should have done that. There you go. Okay. I didn't. You know what? I was reading it and I was like, I just forget to press the actual commentary, which is good. Favorite so far? That's good to know, Craig. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I hope the R3 weren't shite, and this is just okay. But yes, I would actually. I'm probably with you on this. But it's chalk and cheese. I mean, I'm not disappointed yet. Is my thing. I'm not disappointed yet. We've got a scale, Michael. You've got a scale. Three swallows, signature, and then John's Lane. All great, but the John's Lane really shines through. Yeah, it does. I mean, we move into some of the single cask stuff that we've got from Powers, and they are different animals, different beasts. Lots, maybe a lot more thicker, fuller, oily flavors. Maybe with a lot more peppery spice for the pot still. But this is a very, very good example of pot still whiskey, and slightly nipping backwards to the Quebecan, knowing that it's a pot still, but just without being allowed to be called a pot still. It is better. We know that the Quebecan will have to come on a little bit, leaps and bounds to get to where this has been at. And we're very privileged to have a 12-year-old. I think John's Lane. So I do. You've raised
all
the
three
bar
can
to
do some
mighty-
damage.
Sorry.
All three can do some damage.
Yeah.
They're all very easy.
I didn't mean it. I don't. We don't. Do we want them all to be easy? I don't know. Michael says, I've raised the bar to a mighty level with this. Have I? Have I raised the bar to a mighty level? Because I'm really now freaking out. We've got our 5 to go. We might just crash. That's not good. Favourite one so far, again, from Christy. Yep. Are we still on bottle 8? Robert, stop messing. Stop messing. You were on bottle 8 at 6 o'clock this morning. Michael, well, listen, I guess you're talking about the single cast releases. Yeah, look, we tried to, and we have put them into a lot of our tastings for the Belfast Whiskey Week. I've definitely used a couple, and I will continue to do that. We'll continue to look at the single cast expressions. Signature has gone, has it? Yes. Okay, and if it has gone, that's a damn shame. And I know the LVA edition, I think, was very limited. But again, really lovely bottles to come up, to get hold of and grab if they come up. Oh, I'm sure you did. Sure you did, Adrian. Sure you did. I'm sure everyone here is like crying with you. Pressure is on for tires. Yeah, you're funny. My God, that's good. Really? Catherine is on it. Best single pot still whiskey, but sometimes you're just in the mood for Dumbo's. And she's gone back to the blend. She's gone back to 1808. Sure, why not? Why not? Indeed. I'm not going to argue with you. Okay, but question number 4 to go along with this one was, is Area 51 the same as Area 52? Okay. I always thought that was a mad thing. There was all this. I mean, I was an X-Files guy. Loved to watch the X-Files. Thought it was really cheesy as a child. Why not? Kept me up at night. It was really good. But Area 51, what the fuck is Area 50 all about and Area 52? Is it the same? So I just don't know. I mean, it's a big question. I want to throw out there. If there's geeks out there that know anything about anything, Area 51 and Area 52, is it the same place? And if it is it next door, John? See, I just don't know. Is it next door? John, if you know that, it is now. Oh no, you're saying it. Sorry, Marion, you're saying it is now being discontinued.
I'd say it'd be opposite.
Sorry?
Even's one side, odds the other. The opposite.
Yeah, it's on the north side of the road. See that big road? Area 51 on one side. Area 52 is actually where they keep the sheep. Area 51 is where they keep.
That's where the Trumps live. and the Jones live at 52.
I'm watching here, Brendan Carty. No way. I'm watching all the X-Files back at the moment, halfway through season 2. The truth is out there. Yes.
The truth is.
Hey, hold on. We're not Siamese twins, but I tell you what, I absolutely love the X-Files. Brendan, you're my long lost twin. That's what it is. Not heard of Area 52. Decent name for a whiskey though. Tim, that's where I was going. I thought, why not? Area 52. There's bound to be something there. No, I really am. Like, I think we're talking about mysteries. The box is a mystery box. These are real mysteries. These are something that I just don't know. Is Area 51 and Area 52 the same place? Is it just a different silo in the same zone? I have no idea. Sorry. We're really sidetracking from all the good whiskey, Keeps it interesting. People need to think about these things. I want to believe. Oh, I love it. Love this. Hold on. We're in a complete random chant about this. I want to believe. Yes. I want to believe too. I want to believe yes. Love the X-Files. Good. Yes, indeed. Agree 51% whiskey and name it Area 51. Oh. I tell you what. There's bound to be someone's already done that. Surely they've already done that. They've bound to aged the whiskey at 51% and they've called it Area 51. Someone's bound to have done that. Someone Google that and come back to me. Show me a picture or something. You're gonna buy me
If
Google.
not, you need to quickly
You're gonna buy me
brand
Google
the
for
name.
Christmas. John, fuck
you need
off.
to quickly brand the name, don't you?
He is so hateful. Isn't he, Garth? He's gonna buy me Google. It's a bit of crack. Yes, we can Google things. But it's far better to talk. That's that BT advert. Remember the BT advert? It's good to talk. Good to talk, John. Oh my God, we've got a whole X-Files conversation going on here. All right, Connor, thanks very much. Sorry, I really brought that up. No way, Shamini, come on. Right, okay. Get the X-Files chat out there. Get it out
We're
there.
actually born on August 7th, both of us.
Or is Area 51 the holiday home for Nessie?
That's it. There must be underground lakes somewhere that she can get in and about it.
Maybe Nessie live in Area 52.
Say again? Say what?
Maybe Nessie lives in Area 52.
Maybe Area
Yeah.
52 is Loch Ness. Maybe we just don't know these things. No one
Along with the Yeti.
There's no one from the Department of Aliens or whatever they call that over there. Is it NASA that's dealing with it? I have no idea. Is it the Central Intelligence Agency? I have no idea. Is it I don't know who the hell's dealing with it, but someone.
Men in Black.
Is it Shield? I love Shield. Big fan of Shield. Is it Shield that's dealing with it? I'm just saying. Is Captain America real? Look, I'm only playing.
Other people want to know when the pubs are opening, Paul. Like, come on.
Fuck, they don't tell you that either, do they?
But
No, there's just some mysteries that we'll never know the answer to.
seriously, at this
Yes.
point, we will get the answer to the Yeti, Area 52, and Nessie before we know when the pubs open.
We could definitely know. We could definitely find that out first.
Do you want to know? There's a boutique whiskey company have done one with Area 51 on the front of the bottle, and they made it 48%.
Oh,
48.
the divots. Absolute divots. Oh, come on. They missed
It's not
a
even
trick there.
49 to like even it up to 100.
No.
Like, what was the point?
No, why didn't they do 51%?
I
Oh
know.
my god.
Hmm.
That's so silly. And here, Robert, I take it back. Actually, David, buy me Google, the whole Google. Just buy me the whole of Google, and I will accept Google as my birthday present, and then I will be a very rich person also. Thank you very much. Oh my god, David Morales. Is Area 52 its sword? I watched WandaVision. I watched WandaVision episode 1, and I kind of got a wee bit freaked out, and I need to go back to it. Oh my god, right, so it's sword. I need to watch that now. You've given me something. Nessie Hall is there because it's we need to get off this chat. We're on this chat, and it's people in America are a bit crappy. Right. Okay. Bottle number 5. All right. This is interesting. Right. Bottle number 5. Okay. So we've got another blend. Okay. Interesting. 10-year-old blend. Okay. And I only came across it recently. So if people have been paying attention to the Sláinte series, they'll have noted this already. If people have been watching, I had a 10-year-old blend recently on the Sláinte series. So Matt Darcy's. Okay, so Matt Darcy and co. We had Michael McEwen on talking about the creation of Matt Darcy Distillery down in Newry, and they have a 10-year-old blend which is port finished. It comes in around about 46%, so we've stayed on the ABV level there, 46 to 46%. At 10 years old, really nice little bottle. I like in this little. It's got like a heavy. I mean, it's not a piece of paper. It's like a heavy tag on it. They put a bit of effort into the bottle, but actually, and like anyone who listened to my show, I really liked it. And I thought, yeah, okay, let's put it in the box because again, not many people who are getting the mystery box will have had the chance to try this. I thought to myself, let's get it out there. Let's see if people, like it as much as I did. Yeah, I've never heard of it. Look, Matt Darcy's is a concept at the moment. Michael McEwen and his family now are really putting a big drive into creating a distillery in Newry. There used to be a distillery there, Matt Darcy's big distillery. They're trying to revive that. And in doing so, they bought a lot of stock, a lot of aged whiskey here. And they've now started to put some out. They've got a 17-year-old out. They've got a basic standard blend that's out, and then they've got this 10-year-old blend, port finished, first usage in bourbon cask. Comes in at 46%. Where's it sourced from? I believe the 10-year-olds are sourced from. This will be old Cooley stock. So there's not, to be honest, other than Bushmills and Cooley. When we get to that 10-year-old age bracket, that's what we have available. We have got 10-year-old Bush, 10-year-old Cooley that would have been available to purchase. Even then, the Bushmill stuff is very, very difficult to come by. Cooley was more available in bulk. We're not going to get anything like that. We're not going to get 10-year-old for now a couple of years. We will have Dingle get the 10-year-old quickly enough. We will have, and then G&D will follow suit in a couple of years. And there'll be a couple of our distilleries that will have 10-year-old of their own in a few years. But at the moment, Cooley or Bushmills, not GND. GND are not old enough. Their liquid is not old enough to be 10 years old. Okay. And yes, 46%. I like this. It's had a very lovely, like, it's like a really lovely kind of licorice kind of note on it, which I got. But it's a lovely kind of like kick. There's a kick on it, a little bit of heat, which I mean, which I'm not sure if I expected when I drank it the first time with Michael. And again, that was me doing it live. That was the first time tasting it. So yeah.
Taste, yeah, it's fairly sharp, like strong, punchy, but actually adding water wrecks it for me, which is a bit unusual.
Yeah.
It becomes tasteless with water. You kind of need to leave it there.
So you need, because it needs 46%. I think it needs the alcohol there to kind of pick out some of those flavors. The grain is 10-year-old blended with a 7-year-old single malt. Yeah, he did say that. Yeah, and the malt is the malt Cooley or Bushmills now. I'm not sure. And Niall, if you're on here, I didn't realise you were on here. Apologies. You can come on for the chat. Sure, why not? All these people, come on in here for the. I'm going to put the wee invite back in because I think it's nice. I didn't do this, and I have to make it quite clear. I did not put this into a Zoom room or a Teams room or anything like that because I thought people will miss out longer term if they're not in a different country. Maybe they're not able to drink at this time of day, and they can come back and watch this. So it's live streamed, but it's recorded and kept there. So I'm not sure because I remember when the conversation that we had, we were talking about the use of the 17-year-old in the blend itself. It's not a huge component part, but it's in there, and I would have presumed the 17-year-old's going to be Cooley. I would presume that. And let me just see because I don't think it mentions. Let's just check this. Does it mention triple distilled? Because if it mentions triple distilled, then we could suggest that it would be, the use of the use of Bushmills. But no, it doesn't. Okay. Mark Darcy is proud to present their 10-year-old port finish blend, Irish whiskey, a unique blend of single malt and grain whiskey. I'm suggesting then that all of it comes from the Cooley distillery. Okay.
Here's a question for you. Have you tried any young whiskies with a port finish that have really stood out for you?
Say again, Garth?
Have you tried? Can you bring to mind like any young, so say 10-year-old or less port whiskies, like port finish whiskies that have really stood out to you?
Yeah, I'm sure the Dingle. A couple of the Dingles have had port finishes on them. At least one. And I'm trying to think. For youth. Well, the Bushmills port cask is a non-age statement. Single malt, I believe. And again, that's quite nice. I think port works well. And a whiskey like this, it's a blend, but the way it's been finished, it gives that licorice note. I really like that licorice note, but it's also got really kind of reddy, kind of like jammy kind of notes in there as well. It's not the best port finished whiskey. I think maybe there's a lot of people in here maybe saying that. I haven't tried, and Robert's mentioned the Liberator.
Liberator's a good shout actually.
Yeah, well, I haven't tried that yet.
Waterloo 200.
Sorry?
Waterloo 200-year-old port.
Show me. What is it?
I can't find it. Yeah. So Waterloo to Ruby Port, 200-year anniversary one.
Actual port.
Yeah.
Oh right. Yes. Okay. Well, now hold on. If we're talking about real port, yeah. I mean, look, I'm a fan of port. I was brought up on port and sherry, so my first taste of alcohol is port and sherry. The lady who brought me up in port and sherry unfortunately passed away on Saturday. So sláinte to my nana. But yeah, I was brought up on sherry and port, and I'm very, very lucky to enjoy the taste of it. So it's nice. I mean, I'm very blessed that in the whiskey land, they put a lot of whiskey through sherry barrels, and that's great. But I'm also blessed because some people do take on this port element, and it's nice to see that. I'm trying to think of my favourite port casking. It would definitely be, in fact, no, I don't even need to think that far. It's not Irish. I feel really bad in saying that. Yeah, it's Paddy's Day, whoop-a-doo. But we're going to talk about Springbank for a second. Springbank port cask, single port cask, 12-year-old, cask strength, unbelievable. If anyone wants to go and try probably the best 12-year-old single port cask, it's a Springbank. It's 12-year-old. It's a one-off, and it is stunning. Comes in a blue box, blue label. Must try for all those that haven't tried it before. I just want to put in this. There's a comment here. I just want to make sure I'm not missing someone's comments. And Joe, sorry in case you hadn't seen it. Being from Uri, I really wanted to like this, but unfortunately, it's not for you. Joe, listen, I don't think it's going to be everyone's taste. There's something about a port cask finishing rather than a bourbon cask standalone, or indeed sherry. Sherry will give you those little spicy notes, and you'll get a lovely fruitiness of it, maybe like the kind of Christmas cake fruitiness. You're not going to get that. It's not that type of fruitiness on the port cask finish. And in fact, what you are getting, I mean, sometimes it's there's like a treacle note, but there's like a kind of syrupy flavour coming through this, a kind of fruit cocktail syrupy note, and licorice that you're going to get miles and miles away from that sherry note that we're used to. So something slightly different. I like it. And I, as I said, when I drunk it, I thought, not many people have had this. Let's put it in the mystery box to see what people think. So I think it'll be a Marmite one, because a lot of people will be used to their own taste. So Joe, I understand that. And listen, Joe, let's imagine this. This is just what they're throwing out just now. This is stuff that they have. This is not what they're going to make. And I hope that Michael and the team get the permissions that they need to have that distillery in place. And that Newry, and if you're from Newry, I hope you get the opportunity to have a distillery on your doorstep. I am begging that there's a distillery on my doorstep here in Belfast. I'm just begging for it, because I can nip out 20 minutes around the corner and I've got Hinch Distillery, or I can nip out an hour, half an hour I'm at Copeland, or I can nip out 40 minutes I'm in Ecklandville. I've got them, but actually walking out into the street into Belfast and walking into the distillery, that's what I want. So
I've already been planning the glider trips up the road whenever that opens.
The glider trip, exactly.
No journey details need to be planned for that.
For people in Belfast, you step onto where we're situated. We're very lucky. We're at either end of the glider. But you get on the glider in Belfast, and we could be like jumping off and going to a new distillery. And I think I'm allowed to talk about it more. But last night there was some plans that went through Belfast City Council. So well done to the Belfast Distillery Company, who made a little step to a bigger future here in Belfast by getting Belfast City Council to approve planning, which is very important. So new regs have been ticked off, and we look to be having a distillery here soon enough. I would assume they would like to break ground for the new build, probably at the Criminal Jail, probably in the summertime. So just when we're kicking off the festival, they might just be kicking off their work. So well done to the guys there.
Yeah.
And listen, for everyone who's now working on board in the McConnell's team, well done and good luck to you.
The beautiful bit I'm now just realising is that's going to be right beside where I'm finishing work part of the week. So that could be, the way they've taken away like all the kind of in-hospital bars and stuff over the last few decades. I mean, this is just way better. You just walk out of work and into the distillery.
You're going to go for it. So if you get you want to be up in the matter all the time. Is that what you're saying?
Not all the time, but maybe 2-3 days a week or something like that, just finishing off, and you might forget where the car park is and wander in.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Oh, there's loads of comments. I'm missing loads. And listen, see anyone that just wrote in there about condolences from Manana. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Thank you. There we go. I thought the same. Thought a number of times Distilled was nonsense when it came to Comstill. Yes, I know. So I was surprised to see Kirk and Greer 10-year-old single grain says Trill Distilled on it. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? So I know what Brendan was saying, but sometimes you look at these bottles and you kind of think to yourself, sometimes they like to be honest, a bit like yourself, and tell you where liquids come from, Brendan. Craig says, can I just pick them up here? It's very quick. Oh my god, I'm missing one. Like we were talking about, you did ask for a younger. You asked for a younger version of the port, but this is a good comment here. Oh yes, the 28-year-old and the Redbreast 30-year-old. They are mind-boggling drams. The Method and Madness 28 port, super stunning, and will cost you an arm and a kidney. And the Redbreast 30, mate, when that came out, I thought it was the best value for money Redbreast ever on the market, and I really will continue to say that. And they've now sold out, so ha ha ha. It reverts back to the friend at hand. That's the best value Redbreast on the market. But that 30-year-old port, and we did it. We tasted it during the Christmas week editions. Unbelievable. Those that love Redbreast you have to get drinking the 30-year-old.
It was superb, but I actually personally have preferred the 27, like their core range one, which makes me very happy because I can get it at some point.
Have you got it?
No. I've tried it, but I like it.
Yeah. I just think it's one of those bottles that if you totally wanted to have something that was a sip ever so often, like not that you would drink it every night, but something special, and you weren't frightened to open it. You weren't one of these people who went, I need that just for a collection. But you wanted something to open and drink on those special occasions, and maybe it would have lasted you, 15 attempts. You would have had 15 shots from it. That was a bottle to go and spend, 600 quid on. That was because that, that you'll not get that opportunity again. Not that kind of money. I'm not telling lies, and no, I don't think Bunnahabhain Port is the best ever. No, and I don't think we've had it at the club, Brendan. Not the Bunnahabhain.
I'm pretty sure we have.
Bunnahabhain Port.
I'll check.
You check. You go and check.
Yeah.
It's not as good, and everyone knows it's not as good as the Springbank, because we've had the Springbank at the club, and everyone scored that pretty high. Yeah, it's different, Craig. It's different. I suppose different types of port that's being used. We've had a Penderyn, Tawny Port, and Ruby Port, so the difference in colour profile is actually quite unique.
No, we had the Bunnahabhain Madeira. Some kid and had 9-year-old, so no, haven't tried that.
And that was nice. Let's just.
Bunnahabhain is a top whiskey,
isn't it? I totally agree with you. Absolutely brilliant. We in the club, the next to Belfast Whisky Club, we try as many alcohol, brands, whiskey brands, as many as possible. It's not just, we don't limit it to Ireland alone. So we'll go around the distilleries in Scotland, and yeah, I'm a massive fan of Bunnahabhain. Yeah, I think some of the stuff from there is absolutely brilliant. We've tried the basic stuff, but we've seen you move into the single cask ranging, particularly independent bottling. Some of the stuff's just great. But I would say Bunnahabhain, Kilchoman, all these distilleries that people maybe don't think about as their first choice go-to Scotch whiskies. Get on them, try them. People have mentioned Arran here. Again, Arran whiskey, very, very good. There's some lovely...
Ardbeg as well.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, and Ardbeg is a stalwart. It's been there, and it's always been, it's a go-to. It's got its own cult kind of following. And it is, for those who enjoy peated whiskey, Ardbeg, you can't go wrong. Now, in saying that, we took the Corryvreckan Ardbeg and put it against the Hinch peated. And it was nearly a blind tasting in some respects that I put it against. And most people, I think, come up trumps with the Hinch peated against the Corryvreckan. And I thought that was really interesting. that people picked up on the Hinch peated whiskey.
Yeah.
Even though it's not their own, it's sourced. It was it did really well against a well-established Ardbeg.
I've been passing out a good few samples of, peated Irish stuff that's coming through, like the Hinch, the Two Stacks, that kind of stuff. People are preferring it, at least over here. Maybe it's just a kind of love for the stuff from home, but
Yeah.
it's, Ardbeg's had a good long run at it, and I love Ardbeg as well, but I think a lot of the Irish stuff's going to get a lot of traction.
Yeah, I think well, Paddy's Day, we're talking about Ardbeg, but I don't care. I think the Ardbeg issue, the wee beastie, kind of caused a slight issue, didn't it? Because those that love Ardbeg, I mean, I'm a massive fan, and I've gone through a lot of the range, all core range I've had, and then gone into some of those kind of offshoots. But I thought the beastie, I don't know where it sits with me now, because I'm thinking the wee beastie, that 5-year-old, I just don't know if it was necessary. I just don't know if it was needed. I think it was
nice.
I would ignore it. I would leave it out. I wouldn't put it in my core range.
But it was nice for them it was nice for somebody in Scotland anyway to bring out a young age statement malt to try and encourage other people to be more honest. Because the thing is, Gareth, I think even if it's not old, people kind of appreciate knowing what they're going in for.
Yes, rather than saying it's a non-age statement. And yes, but we've had these discussions about whether or not age is the issue. That when we look at an age statement, we maybe see a 20-year-old that we expect more from it. So actually having the 5 written on it, were we expecting much from it? Not sure. But I'm just concerned that it's not, for me, it's not the best in the range. The best in the range, actually, in fact, their 10's really good. So, for core range stuff. So I was kind of concerned. I don't think it needs to be there. And that's my personal opinion. Just there's a couple of quick things in here. John says, is he getting baked beans? This is from the Newry one. I'm not sure. I didn't get baked beans on it. Sorry. Maybe, have you just had baked beans, John? I'm not sure what you had for your David, not being from Newry, it is definitely for me. Oh, lovely, David. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And a couple of other things. Yeah. It's my deathbed whiskey. Well, oh my God. Well, do you know what? We'll try and arrange that if that ever happens. God forbid, and it ever does happen. While there's some of that liquid left, I may have a wee drop left. I'll try and keep it for you. Yeah. Okay. No chance. Here, why is he got Robert? You're going on about my driving as if my driving's bad. There's loads of like you guys are all in your own wee conversation running away. It's Paddy's Day, not Scotch talk. Okay, Justin, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Look, we're talking about X-Files. That's not fucking Scotch either. So question number 5, though. Question number 5 for this bottle was: is the Bermuda Triangle an isosceles triangle? That to me is a mystery. Depends
what angle you take.
Depends what angle you take. I could have put it in anything. I could have put it in an oblique. I could have put any type of triangle. I went with isosceles just to have a bit of query on it. But is the Bermuda Triangle, like, because we all grew up with those stories about the Bermuda Triangle. I mean, things getting lost in the Bermuda Triangle. There was bound to be jokes that went around school as a kid. Things you could lose in the Bermuda Triangle. We're not talking about those kind of things on air. Maybe we're more mature than that now. But yeah, is it an isosceles triangle? I want to put that out there. People can have a wee think about it. I'm sure Google works, no doubt. Yeah, whatever. And people say it's not even a triangle. Of course it's not a triangle. Anyway, it's a bit of crack. It's a question. I'm ignoring all these people now because they're now all talking about something else, which is good. The conversation is racking up in there. Yes, okay. Just need to get to the distilleries now. I'm intending to. Robert, I will drive sober for you, and you can get drunk. That's fine, Robert. Yeah, I'm promising you, I'll be sober, and you can drink at the distilleries.
Will you do that for me as well?
Say again, Shamini?
Will you do that for me as well?
I will do it for you 100%. Not a bother. I love it, me driving around all the distilleries and let everyone else get drunk and me just like look at everyone and start crying. Of course. I'd love that. Yeah.
I'll hold you to that when we can travel again.
And it isn't. Whenever you can come up, whenever these distilleries allow you to open up, because I think at the moment, the conversations are still that everything's going to be shut down, even though we have things starting to open up. So Northern Ireland made some big statements this week about how we can open up. Maybe from about the 1st of April, there's some things happening. 12th of April, other things are happening, and we've got little stages, little small steps. So I'm assuming by our festival time in July that we're going to be allowed to do things that we want to do, which is going into bars, which is sitting down, having a drink with each other, and yes, have some safe distances, maybe having to wear masks at a time, but that we will have some of them. And some of those distilleries, I know that people are really keen. Hinch, Cologne, Copeland, Eshelville, they really want people to come to them. Bushmills at the moment, I think have taken the entire year out. I'm not sure, but they did make a statement last year to say they were going to take the entire year out. Now, hopefully, that's not the case, because I tell you what, if we start to have cruise ships coming in the summertime, which there's an option that cruise ships might start coming into Belfast, that they're going to want to travel up to Bushmills, Okay, and I don't have a taxi, John. Sorry, I don't have a taxi. I have a microbus. Do you know what? Ideally, in the festival, I must say this. I need to talk about the festival in the summertime just so people get an idea. The plans for the physical festival included going to all the distilleries and having trips every day to distilleries. That was the plan, and I think this year that's just really been quelled because of what's going on. But look, if we're able to do it, we will try and provide. There's no doubt about that. Graham knows a guy who knows a minibus. Yeah, I love that. Anyone who knows anything, that's brilliant. And yes, a wee whiskey trail would be grand. Look, I like that one. So far, is it the best on the team? I'm not too sure. I think people probably come round to the powers probably still. But number 6, slightly different. Okay, number 6 is slightly different. So empty your glass, clean your glass, go and get another glass, find glasses. I don't know where you're doing your glasses. For those that don't have glasses, no, but you do. Everyone got at least one glass. Question for you. What glasses did you get? Because some people, this is an interesting one. I actually, because of this box, would you have a Dunville's glass? Oh, interesting there.
Only the Dunville's glass turned up.
Right, so you got a Dunville's glass. Some people got Belfast whiskey wheat glasses. Some people got Dunville. Some people actually got another brand of glassware. So, as I say, you're supposed to get your own unique glasses, and they'll come out to you soon enough when they arrive. Okay, we have a 30-year-old Bushmills. So I have a 30-year-old Bushmills friend at hand. So it's the friend at hand Girona Gold, 46%. This is a 30-year-old Bushmill, which has been finished off. It was in bourbon casks and then finished off in sherry casks. The use of sherry casks obviously gives it that beautiful colour. So the colour you're noticing is a lovely colour on this.
Who did you give your little rubies to, Paul?
Do you know what? Funnily enough, I have them all, and I was actually going to put them into the box. I was going to put a couple into the boxes, and I thought, nah, what happens if it gets caught through customs? People think I'm smuggling jewels or something, and they're going to then they're going to take them out the box, and they're going to go, oh, it's just fake.
That probably deserves an explanation, actually, now, because I'm just realising people won't know what the frig you're talking about.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, on the bottle, there's they all come with wee mementos or tokens on each release. So this one has a little pouch full of plastic rubies or something to commemorate that jewel brooch or something in the middle.
Yeah, I don't have it. Yes, I don't have it here, right? So basically, on the bottle, there's a small pouch, little black pouch, and in it, there's 7 pieces of gold. I think it's 7 pieces of gold.
7 rubies that are missing from the
7 rubies
from the brooch or something that was found in the shipwreck, is it, or something?
Yeah. So the Girona Gold, and it's the missing rubies, and it's because the Armada was sunk off the north coast. Sorry. My finger's in the road there. Sorry about that. So there you go. Anyone was looking for that. Question, who are Gelsons? That's a good question. So some of you would have got Gelson glasses. Gelsons is an Irish whiskey brand at the moment, run by Whitley Neal Group. So people might have come across Whitley Neal Group. 6 rubies, sorry Rab, not 7. Look, we're getting slagged. Hey Rab, good to see you. I'm glad you come on. And the finish is a sherry finish. Okay, the Girona Gold is a sherry finish, this one. So those that want to know, Gelson's Irish whiskey brand, really nice selection of Irish whiskey. They have a core range, but again, all sourced at the moment until they have their own distillery. There is potential. I don't want to but those that listened to they were involved at Belfast Whisky Week last year. Absolutely brilliant. So we got to speak. We got to speak to Gelsons, and we had a little bit of an insight. Potentially, will have their own distillery in Ireland. So they are looking at that at the moment, which would be great. So independent bottlers is a good way to talk about it. Indeed, Connor, thank you. Proper 13, yes. God, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, so Samuel Gelson was involved with Whitley Neal a way back. Yeah, Samuel Gelson, that's it. So yeah, and again, it comes. Gelson actually is a very old branding of Irish whiskey. Bonded bottling in Ireland, and I think Samuel Gelson is a direct descendant of that family, and is bringing that back. So some of the stuff they have, the Gelson stuff is absolutely brilliant. But look, we're on the friend at hand. So Belfast Whisky Week only happens because of key components. Maybe it happens because of me, and we'll class me as the 5%. The rest of it is classed on people who make it happen. They're the volunteers, the rest of the community, as it were. We've got the guys from the Whisky Club. Then we've got Irish Whisky Auctions, who are the driving force of making sure everyone gets the products. Do a hell of a lot of work to make sure it gets there on time. If it wasn't for their licenses and other such things like this wouldn't happen. We've got the Friend at Hand, which is a part of a larger grouping. Friend at Hand is the only Irish whiskey off license in Ireland solely on Irish whiskey. Nothing else is sold in there apart from Irish whiskey. Maybe a couple of trinkets, but nothing more than that. Okay, so you can't get Scotch whiskey in there. You can't get beers or anything. They sell Irish whiskey, and it's absolutely brilliant. It's a museum. It's run by Paul O'Hare, Rab, who's in the conversation. You would have worked with a Friend at Hand, helping us pick whiskies. But Willie Jack is the cement that holds all this together, and it's the Duke of York and the Hart Bar and the Dark Horse are 3 pubs, close by, and it's in the Cathedral Quarter, and it's just a place. If you want to come to Belfast, you want to come enjoy Belfast, you will come there. You will come to a place where there's lots of Irish whiskey, there's lots of Irish memorabilia, Irish whiskey memorabilia. It is a museum. The shop itself, all the pubs are literally step back in time, look through at bottles which are still full of liquid, are sealed, are kept, are in glass cabinets on display for you to look at. And the selection of whiskey behind the bar is up, second to none. It's just such an amount of Irish whiskey behind the bar. So yeah, great place, and I really thank them. There's other people obviously involved that support the Whisky Week, but yeah, I think if we're talking about Irish Whisky Auctions, Friend at Hand, we talk about Irish Whisky Magazine and the support there, but we also talk about the lads at Echelinville and what goes on there, and how we manage to get everything from big bottles into little bottles, packaged it all up and get it sent to the distributors. That's super. If it wasn't for that, and then it's all the brands and distilleries who are involved, supporting the event. So look, it's bigger than just me. I might be just doing these conversations and tastings, but it's bigger than that. Lots of chat here, lots and lots and lots of chat. Really liking that. Love a sherry finish. Agree on the bite. Yep, it's How long's it finished? Yeah, really good. I really, it's one of my favourite whiskies. How many of these sets went out, Brendan? This set alone, there was just about 50 sets, give or take. But 50 sets went out. So yeah, all around the world again. You know, this set, you know, didn't just stay in Ireland. You know, we're out to the States, we're out to parts of the UK, we're out to parts of Europe. You know. Well, this is good. This is good. And Gareth, Gareth, not Dr. Gareth, but real Gareth. Gareth, what do you make of it?
It's quite light actually. I think it's quite light.
Okay. Like
It's,
easy drinking, light.
Yes.
So 46%, very simple. And it is simple in its construct. It's a Bushmills 13-year-old, which you don't normally buy. And you know, you can't buy a 13-year-old through the core range. It's 12-year-old. This is distillery edition. Before that, you've got the 10 or you've got the 16. So this is bourbon. So bourbon, 13-year-old bourbon, and then it's finished off in sherry casks. But yeah, I think at 46%, I think it's easy drunk. You know,
Yeah.
a lovely expression. Some people, you know, still need to get their head around triple distilled, single malt coming from Bushmills. They still need to get their head around that. A lot of people still maybe think of Bushmills as maybe just being the Bushmills original or the Black Bush, which for me the Black Bush is just exceptional. But then people then talk about the 10 and the 16. But I think, and the 21, if you're lucky enough to get drinking that also. But looking at some of these independent bottlings, and this is an independent bottling, it's lovely just to taste Bushmills in a different format, in a different way, you know. All those other bottles that they have are triple casked, you know, in some respect. This is only double cask, as I said, in bourbon and then into sherry. No, well, I'm glad you don't dislike it, Gareth. That's the main thing.
It's very good.
Yeah, that's good.
So I prefer that a lot to number 5. Number 5 has probably been the weakest one so far.
Right. Okay. Well, is the mystery box so far, Gareth? Just out of curiosity, is it value? Do we have value? Is the box value so far? Is it value?
At the moment, yeah.
That's good. I think for me as a consumer, you know, of whiskey, I think, you know, I want to know myself: is it value? And are we getting something that's worth taking a risk? Because you're taking the risk when we talk about not knowing. The question for number 6 was, okay, I thought this was interesting. Are the Siberian sinkholes made by aliens? And we're not coming back to the X-Files Area 51 argument. This is completely different. Are the Siberian sinkholes, big massive sinkholes in Siberia opening up all over the place over there, are they made by aliens? Do you know what I mean? That is a big question.
To what purpose?
Why would aliens make sinkholes in Siberia?
Yeah, what are they looking for? What are they mining for?
I've got no idea. Do you ever watch that wee program? Well, I say it was a wee program. It's the one, I'm trying to remember even the name of it, but it was it was set in like Iceland or somewhere like that, or maybe somewhere else, and they basically had found a mammoth underneath the permafrost. Yeah, and then all of a sudden people started going a wee bit do-wally because there was like an insect or something. Yeah, did anyone watch this?
Yeah.
Try and remember the name of it. Fortitude or something? No, something like that. Oh, it will come with me. It wasn't Fortitude, was it? Anyway.
It reminds me of that. You know have you seen the new Star Trek films? Like the ones with all the kind of young cast and things?
Yes.
Aye, so there's one of them where there's a big mining ship, like a big massive thing, and they're just firing this thing down into it. That's got to be what it is.
That's what's happening.
Surely.
That's what I'm saying. But
nobody's around. You know.
It was Fortitude. Now says it was Fortitude. Yes, it's Fortitude, but it was saying that, look, you know, these permafrosts are melting, you know, and we're going to start seeing diseases coming from these permafrost. So I actually think, like, a lot of the conspiracy about the Siberian sinkholes is that it's actually, we've got the methane gas coming through. I think it's a methane gas. Probably going to get shouted at for saying that, but yeah, methane gas, and all of a sudden it lights up and then creates this little explosion and it sinks in, and I think that's what's happening. But people are saying the conspiracies are people mining the methane gas? Dun, dun, dun. And is it aliens mining the methane gas or something? Who knows? So I just think it's an interesting. We should do maybe a whiskey documentary on these mysteries at some point. We should, we should do? I should have done that. I should have just gone, fuck COVID. Let's just drive round and look at Area 51 and find out if Area 51 and 52 are the same. I should have done that, shouldn't I? Just for this programme. Just for this. Lots of crack here. St. Patrick was an alien. Wow. There you go. And he scared all the aliens out, apparently. Brendan, you're so funny. But, we talk about St. Patrick as if we know St. Patrick. I read a lot of history when I was younger about St. Patrick, and there is that train of thought that, St. Patrick was stolen, kidnapped, as it were, as a child from somewhere in Britain. Now, there's reference point to a place where he was stolen, and there's only two towns with the same name. One's in Scotland and one's in Wales. So that town name exists, but it only exists in two towns. It's called Nempfler. Very, very unusual name. One in Wales, where a lot of people think that he's from, and one in Scotland. Nempfler is very close to where I'm from, which is really interesting. I always thought, when I researched into St. Patrick, I thought, wow, this could be really cool. A lot of people don't know this, right? So we're going to talk about this because, sure, it's St. Paddy's Day, and why not talk about it? And if people think it's shite and they want to come, well, there's Cumbria. There you go. Is he from Cumbria? So Wales, England, Scotland. Cornwall even. Here we go. We have got so many people saying where he comes from. I'm just going to give a theory on something. And again, it's mysteries. We're talking about mysteries, but we're talking about St. Patrick is a mystery in some respects. We know a lot about him, but we also know he wrote about himself. He was a writer about himself, which I thought was pretty cool. So he talks about, this potentially, being kidnapped. There's a river which runs from Glasgow all the way through to way past Lanark, where I'm from, and it's called the River Clyde. Pretty long river. Pretty long, and it passes a place called Nempfler. And that itself leads me to no doubt, okay, that if a ship and little ships come all the way up the River Clyde, they'll get to a place called Nempfler. And yet, when we go back into Glasgow and we're back on the big ship and we go out, we're only 2 seconds away from Ireland. Like literally 2 seconds away from Ireland. We're across a very small piece of water and we're there. So I like that idea. I really like this idea that he was stolen from Nempfler. Not like the idea he was kidnapped by. I think that's really sad. And today, it's people trafficking and all the likes. But back then, it's using these people as slaves. But there's some interesting fact about his family. So they do talk about his great grandfather being known as a deacon, but not like we know it. So people might think the deacons are in the church and stuff, but he was a deacon or deaconian. Part of the empire, the Roman Empire at the time. And so he actually was a bit like a local councillor, as it were, or something like that. And his father, however, was part of a spiritual church at the time, which is not Christianity. So we know that. And the names that are being used are part of that. Yes, could be Wales, could definitely be England, could 100%, and definitely those parts of Scotland. People think that the Romans got as far as Hadrian's Wall and stopped. Oh, no. The Romans and the Roman Empire stretched right up into Aviemore, up into the Highlands as far as they could. In fact, there's Roman roads all over the place in the Highlands, and I've walked a couple of them. Up in Tom O'Toole, anyone. So we're just talking about whiskey distilleries. Why not? So Tom O'Toole Distillery. There's a Roman road that runs very close to Tom O'Toole Distillery, and the people who believe in Jesus Christ, they believe in God, they believe in all the stories that come from that. And I'm not going to get too biblical, but the names that are being used to talk about his family and where he was kidnapped and where he was taken, St. Patrick, Pontius Pilate. I never quite understood this story with Pontius Pilate. So Pontius Pilate was the person that sentenced Jesus to his death. Yes, I think we could probably agree that that's the biblical story, and that's what's been spoken about. And one of my part of something I picked up on. Maybe it's just one of those, and that's just bullshit, and it's it should be on this card potentially. Is that Pontius Pilate was Scottish, or had Scottish roots at least. Funnily enough, from a place just outside of Aberfeldy. And again, we can talk about Aberfeldy the distillery, and there's a definite connection there. But there's a link to Pontius Pilate, and it's just the use of these names, the names of St. Patrick's fathers, suggest to me that actually it could be Scotland that he came from. I don't care where he came from. What I do care about is what he did. He went to Ireland, and apparently he got rid of all the snakes. Fucking massive job that was like. But I actually believe that is a mystery in itself. Where are the snakes in Ireland? And if it was St. Paddy, if it was St. Patrick, if he was the man that did that, then listen, it should be St. Patrick's Day every freaking day. Do you know what I mean? Imagine getting rid of one animal or one type of reptile or species. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. Unreal.
Maybe St. Patrick came from Area 52.
Maybe. Listen, I'm well deviating. And I don't really care because we're here.
I think what you're summarising it is as the Scottish are responsible for destroying the hope of humanity again.
Probably.
Is that it? No. Aye, that's exactly right. Just we're on the same page there.
So you're telling them all to go around. So he had ginger hair and was very good with a spear.
Killing the snakes. Is that what you're saying, Garth?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no doubt. I fucking agree with you.
You need to bring up Jodie Smith's comment there just because why?
You made me. I didn't even read that. I just saw Jodie Smith and picked it up. Kit Charles, you're a demon. Yeah.
I can tell you now, he does not have a trouser snake.
Okay, enough, Gareth, enough. I'm going to. Sorry, Niall. I've just noticed you're sitting there. Do you want to come in? Well, now you're in it anyway. I just noticed you.
I was happy where I was.
I'm sure you were. Listen, I'm going to move on to bottle number 7. And I am so sorry if I was deviating there, but here it's a bit of crack. Like we are. St. Patrick's Day is celebrated throughout the entire world by a lot of Irish people, also by a lot of non-Irish people. And really, it's an interesting thing. It's a Saint's Day anyway, so lots of Catholics also, be sitting down and celebrating St. Patrick. But actually, just about everyone and their dog gets involved. The amount of pictures I've seen today on my social media feeds of people, and this is even better, and I'm really appreciating this now, but people here in Belfast, in Northern Ireland, taking pictures of their dog, or their cat, or whoever, maybe it's some of their kids, or even wearing Northern Ireland tops saying Happy St. Paddy's Day. I just think we've broken down barriers. I think St. Patrick is indeed the breaker down of barriers because actually, in Ireland as a whole, the whole country, we can celebrate this guy, and we can all have a bit of crack together, we all have a wee drink together. It doesn't have to be anything other than that. So, yeah, fair play to everyone who I saw taking pictures of dogs wearing little Northern Ireland tops saying Happy Paddy's Day. Sure, I think that's great. No, I mean, absolutely brilliant. Of course they do. Anglicans do have saints, of course. Yes, I'm not going to say that. Yes, of course they do. And it's not St. Patty's Day. I hate that. I fucking hate that.
St. Patrick is the patron saint of English drinkers.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's why you're on tonight, Garth. I didn't know this. Tell me more.
Paul, somebody's asking in the chat what it is. Is number 7 a green spot of some description?
Who said that?
Me.
Well, who suggested it was a green spot?
No, nobody did. I'm asking because somebody else is asking what it is because they think it's deadly, and I'm just like, is it a green spot or something?
Shut the fuck up. It's a green spot.
Ball
number 7 is a green spot.
All those years of heavy drinking have paid off.
Mate,
I can't believe
this.
this.
When you join a whiskey club and people like bring you good whiskey at the table and you get to drink it. So we're actually drinking a Leoville Barton green spot. So it's not the standard green spot. We've gone for the Leoville Barton. bottle number 7. Yeah, no one likes anyone that says St. Patty's Day. No one likes it because it's not funny. St. Paddy's at a push because I think it's a bit of crack. But St. Patrick, give the guy, he had a hard life and then he had a good life, and he made some money. And he also got kicked out of certain places for maybe. Yeah. Anyway, there's some interesting facts about St. Paddy that we can find. But there you go. Paddy Duffy has something to share. Not sure on the truth, but the story is there's a historical case on who owned Rathlin Island, and the judge's ruling that it belonged to Ireland as there was no snakes on it. That's an interesting one. Because there was no snakes in Rathlin Island, it automatically became Irish. Wow. Interesting. Good on you, Christy. Good on you. Frickin' Patty's Day. Absolutely. Shows the bottle again. 100%, Tim. So there's the bottle. Okay. I'll bring it big screen just for, if we can do that. 2 seconds. Let me do it. Oh, it's not letting me do what I want to do. Oh, it is. It is. There you go. I want to do that.
Also, yeah, okay. Charlie, you can get these nice wee crystal Glencairns on Amazon if you want, because I'm never looking back.
So we're at 46%. Okay, so we're still in this 46% crusade. We have not deviated from the 46%. And look, I can't believe you got that, Garth. I'm so proud of you, son. Really proud of you. Do you know what I mean? That makes me.
It's just because it's a quality whiskey, and those wine finish ones just have a really nice smell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But they're really unique, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Here, just out of curiosity, what did people make of the bottling this time around? And it's got the little seals. What did people make of that? People impressed?
Yeah, it's good. I reckon if it comes to actual whiskey week and there's 10 plus boxes flying around, you might find it a bit difficult to get the seals off when you're a few boxes through, but that's okay. That's probably for a health conscious point of view,
Well, do you know what I did it? I mean, see, to be honest, the ones I used the last time, I had to hand crimp them, hand crimping. This time I was able to seal, and then I had to use a hairdryer or a heat gun to go around and doing the. But actually,
a bit fiddly for us with fat fingers.
Oh, is it harder?
For us with fat fingers, it's a bit fiddly, yeah.
Sorry. I thought for quality control purposes it would be okay.
I find the trick is just to ignore the plastic and screw it off anyway.
Right? Yes,
the plastic just tears if you screw it.
Yeah, because it's tamper-proof. Rather than a sealant, it's a tamper-proof mechanism. Yes, good point. Yeah. Well, that's good. So, yeah.
I liked it. It was just a little late to get off.
Say again, Shamini?
I liked it. It was just a little bit fiddly to get off.
Okay. But I use them.
It didn't leak. It didn't.
Are you saying you've got fat fingers like me then? Is that what you're saying?
No, mine are like alien fingers.
Alien? Don't be so silly. Your fingers are grand.
I just said when I was 3 years old, I told my mom I came from space. So apparently I'm an alien.
You're going to try to be Nettie next, aren't you?
Show us those nails again there that you've got, though. Surely you can rip through the plastic with those nails. Those are lethal.
They aren't.
You planned in advance for this?
No. It's like no. And I couldn't. I was actually struggling with the plastic.
Oh, listen, I just want to pick up some points here. Listen, yeah, Paddy, just like Rockhall, yeah, that's interesting. So Rockhall, that has an issue with Scotland there. But yeah, look, thanks very much. I think the bottling, I had to go down that route because actually, if we just look at this cap here, this cap is so secure that actually you won't get leakage from it, right? Very, very secure. And I know this is secure because when we use it for our whiskey club, it goes through some mill. Sometimes this is upside, downside, all over the place. And it doesn't spill. But the difference with the crimping ones, originally when I was doing the crimping ones, if I didn't get the crimp right, we had a couple of spillages or a couple of leakages potentially if the crimping wasn't correct. So I did have one or two people say, oh, I might have lost a little bit in transit. So these ones, they're tight, they're super tight, and yet so you don't get spillage. But I think for health and safety and quality control potentially, to make sure it's done, and then the wee sealant goes over it and it keeps it in place. Sorry that it might have broken some people's fingernails and stuff. Get over it. Do what someone just suggested there, which I think is really nice. Someone said, where was it? There you go, John Doyle. Unwrap them in advance. I think that's a good idea.
Well, here, Brendan Carty's leading the way with breaking people's fingers and thumbs, like on opening bottles so far.
Yeah,
so.
with the wax
That's
seals.
far too sensible and cheating.
Really? It is sensible. But yes, it could be
Far too sensible.
If you open with a gold tag on the plastic, it's easy to open. Yes, I thought I just did it, and it opened for me very quickly because I actually used this one. This was one of the ones I used for myself for the green spot. So yeah, the top switched off. Yeah, exactly.
Probably, Jody. Probably because you got your wife to do it.
Hold on, what's this? Dave, I don't know who this is, right? But hold on. Here we go. I was in with Mother Max earlier. They sellotape the bottles. Jesus. Appreciate it, but unnecessary. Yeah, we don't look. What I don't want to get down is getting to the point where I'm having to put a seal over it and stuff. It was just, I think that was the easiest thing to do. There's a little tear part. Paul should put some instructions in it. Oh, right, okay. Yeah. Oh, Marion, are we still in that party conversation? Are we? Listen, I think I tried to the packaging for me, everything that's happening, and when it comes out, it has to be good. It has to be spot on. So I'll take it on board, but I think at the moment this has been, and our new boxes for the summer are kind of designed to allow us to work with any type of cap, which is interesting. So listen, the green spot, this is single pot still. I fell in love with this, and even more so in the summertime when we did a kind of pair off between this and the actual Louisville Barton sherry that was used. So wine. Sorry, I say sherry wine cask that was used. So
I remember trying this first down in the Irish Whiskey Museum in Dublin, and it's just so much red berries, like strawberry.
Yep.
Just bit of apple, and the finish does very well on it. It's pretty cheap as well, isn't it? It's like 40, 50 quid.
Expensive. How much?
40, 50 quid maybe, if you get it on sale.
And about between 50 and 65, depending on where you purchase it from. Yes, I think you'll find the friend at hand. It's in around that kind of price. So you probably can buy it cheaper somewhere else potentially. But yes, I think for me, the wine casking. I mean, we use bourbon and sherry cask, but the wine casking, this kind of finishing with the wine cask is something special. So it's nice to pair this with the original green spot. I think this, and again, I think this just stands apart from it. But that wine element to it is very hard actually, because someone keeps on saying to me, we have these conversations about wine casks and whether or not you should be having whiskey finished in wine casks. Listen, wine cask was what was used continuously. Bourbon is something that has only come about because of the bourbon industry. Everything before that was rum casks, fortified wine casks, sherry casks. We're sticking whiskey into just about everything, and I think this is a real nod to historical whiskey distilling and aging. So I really like it. It's got lovely kind of chocolate notes on it as well.
I have to say, the Shadow Magdalena one, like the Zinfandel finish, that's just one of my favorite whiskies to muck around with, because you just put a bit of water in it and leave it sitting in the room, and the room smells absolutely excellent before you even drink it.
It's got a kick to it, Garth.
It's just a good one.
It's a good one, eh? It's got a lot of warmth.
It's a good one.
It's got a lot of warmth. It kind of fills you with lovely, warm, kind of feeling in your chest. Nothing
very
so
smooth.
Far, very smooth. But nothing so far has given us the warmth. Am I right? We're getting to that point in the evening. We want a bit of warmth. We've gone through those lovely, delicate blend to start with. We've had some interesting pot stills. And we've now got this pot still which gives us lots of heat, lots of warmth, very sweet. So it's very, very, very sweet. Dries off just at the right point. Okay, the finish is medium to long, but that lovely dryness in your mouth kind of goes into the cheeks, starts to dry it out.
Pulls them in a bit.
That's that wine cask which is doing that there.
Can I just go off piste a bit? It's Justin should put a note on there about the packaging in total has been really good.
Oh, really? Thank
yeah, we all just said about the bottles, but the way it's turned up in the box with the glass, all foam done is spot on.
Oh, good. Listen, thank you very much for that. We've obviously looked at what we can do in the summertime here, because we have a lot of whiskey going out in the summer, and it's about getting it right. So we're not going to deviate. We're sticking to the plan. High end, lovely boxes, lovely foam inserts, keeping it real, keeping the whiskey all safe, keeping the glassware safe. Let's try and do that. There's some interesting things to be added to this year's boxes that are coming out, and I'm going to talk about that in a bit. But listen, I like Green Spot. Oh, here we go. Wow, Paddy, there you go. A wee bit overpowering, and it pushes bounds between finishing and flavouring. Yes, I agree, but I also think that's very personal, isn't it, Paddy? That bit overpowering, and I think actually, people will dial that back. Maybe they'll use a little bit of water. Maybe they'll dial it back. There's an answer on the price, which I think is important. Paul, shows your setup. What does that mean? What's behind the camera?
That's a bit kinky to me.
Yeah, what trousers are you not wearing, Paul?
Jesus Christ! Hold on. I'm definitely wearing.
She's trying to pimp you.
Belfast Whiskey Club. We come for the whiskey. We stay for the behind the camera setup.
I define green and white. So I'm wearing my football top for my football team, which I'm a director of. So I'm just wearing because it's green and white. So and to have a t-shirt to match as well. So it's not like I'm cheating on myself. I've got the same t-shirt on. But it's St. Paddy's Day. You know what I mean? I had to do something green there. If you're asking what else I'm looking at, well, I'm just looking at a little bit of a mess at the moment and empty bottles in front of me. So you're asking because the last time I was on doing one of these chats, I was pulling up hundreds of bottles, and I had 100 and odd bottles in front of me. This time I don't have that, so I'm so sorry you're not going to see all of those bottles. Joe, oh, that's good. I don't work for these companies, and I don't, and I'm not telling you to go and buy them either, but it's nice that you want to go once you've tasted something. That's the whole point about these boxes, is that you get the chance to sample something. Maybe you weren't going to pay that kind of money for these kind of bottles, and you go and sample this. So what was the tasting tonight? What was it, 65 odd quid or something for the box? And you get to taste this, and then you can make a decision. I quite like the Green Spot. I'll go and find one and go and purchase it. There you go, John Doyle, brilliant. All the way to Boston, no bother, bloody bulletproof. Don't say that. Jesus, see at some point. And the whole time we've done this, from last year, sending out boxes last year in the summer, we had one broken bottle. Could you imagine one of those little bottles? They actually broke because of the Courier Company. Courier Company, launched the box around 4 different hubs in, I think it was in, Belgium. It went around 4 different hubs in Belgium, and by the time it got to the recipient, one of those little bottles had managed to actually be smashed. You try throwing that bottle that you have, you throw that miniature bottle at a wall and it won't smash. That's how serious those bottles are, and yet a courier managed to do it. And we also lost one glass as well, and we actually think it was because the box had opened up, and one of the glass actually had a bottle jump out at it. So that's it. We've had a couple of small spillages, but nothing else. We've done really well. So I don't know if they're bulletproof, but here they do all right. Let's have a look. Paul, maybe pull out the black fitting and use it just. What do you mean? Am I missing something? Christy, am I missing something? I'll tell you what this is. People always ask me what this is. You know, they're always asking me what the picture is. It's an original guy, artist in Scotland, whose family are from Ireland. A guy called Francis Bogue. He is part of the Dundee. I think they call them the Dundee Colourists. And he painted this. It's a picture of Venice at night. And yeah, it's a lovely wee. It's a lovely wee picture. I've got other pictures up, painted by my uncle. He does watercolor pictures of Ireland, which is really nice. And if you ever, if I'm ever this is the lounge, but if I'm in the kitchen, then you'll see me. You'll have one of the other pictures behind me, which is one of my uncles. So yeah, I'm at the moment we're still operating out of the house. I'm just waiting till I can go and do these from venues. So hopefully I have something a little bit more prettier to look at behind me. Missing a pin in one of the hinges. Oh my God, MP Moho, I'm so sorry. You forgive me? That's good. That's really kind of you. Jamie Carter throws a good ball. Yes, he does. Listen, we're going to move. Oh, sorry, we didn't do question. Well, this is interesting. Question number 7. And I don't know how many of you ever even thought about this question or even how to answer it. How did Lady Day survive 2,000 years intact? That's the question. How did Lady Day survive 2,000 years intact? Did anyone get that?
Can I just say I've never heard of Lady Day?
I'm surprised anyone in this room will have heard of Lady Day, because we're all going to start Googling this right now. Who is Lady Day and how the hell did she survive intact for 2,000 years? That is a massive mystery. It's one of those mysteries that people don't get. So Lady Day was found 2,000 years after her death, obviously. She survived 2,000 years intact. And absolutely everything about her. So Google this, Lady Day, 2,000 years, and wait to see the images you're about to see. You're going to see a woman who genuinely looks like a woman who, Chinese mummy, thank you very much. Chinese mummy who genuinely has not aged since her death and has not deteriorated. And they cannot determine, no one can determine the actual oils or essences that were used to preserve her body. They've not been able to, it's a substance unknown to humankind. Unknown. And I think that's absolutely brilliant. Such a mystery that this person was able to be kept intact. So she was mummified using a specific, potion. Let's just call it a potion. It was obviously a mix of different things, and they were unable to determine what it is. I think that's cool. That's a mystery in itself. Do you know what I mean? Christy, you're asking the question, am I originally from Belfast? Or where am I originally from? No, I'm not from Belfast. I'm from a place called Lanark. I think I might have mentioned it just about the St. Paddy's story. A place called Lanark, not far from Memphler, but I think he was stole. But not far from Glasgow, about 26 miles south of Glasgow. And I've been over here in Belfast for about 12 years, something like that. Is it 10? Yeah, 12 years easy. It could easily be 12 years. So there you go. I don't think it was aliens, Sharmini. I'm not sure, but I think it's an interesting one. It's an interesting question. I think people need to be thinking about. Was it proper 12 used? Emma, that's funny. Blue tack. We're not back to aliens, Marion. I don't think it's aliens. I think people need to think about this and say we definitely have people who are have lived in the past who have managed to do amazing things with the material and the natural products that they have around them. And for us not to know 2,000 years later what they have used to keep her intact. I hope people have actually gone and Googled that, because it's actually really quite interesting. Anyway, we're moving on here to the number 8. So number 8.
Does this begin with H or C? This one.
Say again.
Does it begin with H or C, this number 8?
Oh, right. Okay.
Or neither?
Number 8 is hinge peated. Someone said that was a
Yeah.
guess. Was it Robert guessed that? 100%. That's a really good guess. 8 is the worst. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Okay. No, it's not Connemara. It is indeed hinge. Okay. So it's the hinge peated single malt. All right. It's at 43%. So we've kind of dipped a little bit here. All right. Dipped a little bit. Tim, I'm glad you went and Googled that. I'm glad you found that incredible. So not Connemara, hinge peated. This is a single malt. Okay. And you can stand by it. You're more than welcome, Craig. I don't mind. It's perfectly fine. I'm so sorry that it's not up to expectations. Apologies for that. But everyone to their own. And at the moment, let's see. Okay. I know. It's absolutely mental, isn't it? Tim, you're just spot on. I want to just put that there. Look at that. 2 years reserve, we can't identify the liquid. I know. Can you imagine it was whiskey? No,
I know. You'd think if anyone could identify the liquid, it would be one of us. Like, but
right. Okay. So, hinge peated. Gareth,
Gareth's on fire tonight. Give him a taste of it.
What are you saying?
Gareth's on fire
yes,
identifying things. Give him a taste of this bit of whatever they preserved her in.
Oh, right. Yes, yes. Sorry, Gareth, real hero, not doctor. Gareth, right, go ahead. What do you make of it?
That's nice and smoky, that is. Peated.
Isn't it just?
That's nice.
I think it's just so akin to Connemara. Which is not a bad thing, because I think the standard, or like whatever the kind of cheapest release of Connemara is at the moment, non-age statement has kind of gone downhill a wee bit, and then hinge peated's coming in and taking the place of it. Good price, and yeah, if you like the Irish peated stuff, that's just going straight down that road, which is great.
Okay.
That is, I'll tell you what, that's quite akin to the Ardbeg 10.
That's interesting. It's quite that's an interesting point, Gareth, because it's quite for me, it's a very entry level, going to an intermediate peated whiskey. It does have it does bring along a bit of, smoke. It brings along that peatedness, which we had a bit of peatedness in the Dunvilles at the very start, but that didn't overpower the whiskey. This time, it's now, we know this is peated whiskey and we know what's happening here. I think there's a couple of negative points which I don't mind bringing in, because I think that's important. We're all about transparency. So we talked about Craig. Craig says number 8 is the worst. That's dead on. I like Pete, but not this one. And if anyone wants his, he's going to give it away. That's perfectly fine. Paddy also. Sorry, I love Islay and peated malts, but sorry, this one is disappointing. And again, Paddy, fair play. And I think that those that are used to those Islay, peated malts, this is the entry intermediate level, but it's Irish whiskey.
Subtle.
I mean, there's no doubt
It's a
this
very
is Irish
subtle
whiskey.
one.
Say again, Gareth?
It's a very subtle one.
Yes, subtle.
You can
But
taste the
also-
smoke, you can taste the peat, but it's subtle.
Yes, it's something you don't get from those Scottish ones.
It's not up there with like as strong as Leprechauns or anything like that. It's subtle.
No, and something I don't think that and most of those Islay whiskies that people will be thinking about, it doesn't have that medicinal peated note either. It's got it's a very sweet note, and it's there's those kind of toffee notes, which is really nice, like creamy creaminess to it. Yeah, I do. I mean, I do like it. I mean, it's not number one for me, and then the entire night it will not be number one for me. But I like it, and I'm actually impressed by the fact that Irish whiskey wants to do peated whiskey. And so, yes, this is source whiskey, and again, we should talk about Hinch as sourcing the whiskey. But here, their plans going forward as a distillery, and they've now put into motion their own liquid already, and it's into casks. They're looking to do peated whiskey. Sure, that's important. They want to do peated whiskey. And for everyone, again, a positive about Hinch is that distillery is functioning. And that distillery, when it gets the opportunity to accept people to come and visit, will accept people to come and visit. And it is a place that I think everyone, if they're interested about Irish whiskey, will go and visit. And I just, I'm convinced that anyone from outside of Ireland, when they come to visit it, will go, are we not in Speyside at the moment? Because when you look outside and you look at this building, when you look at the front of it, and you get this idea that it could slot itself into any of those big historical Scottish towns where they have those distilleries, it is stunning. And that's only part of it, because the guys that they have there working hard are part of the industry, and they've got new guys who want to come in and make really good whiskey. So let's have a wee. There's lots of comments on this one, which is really nice. Let's try and get an even match of negative and positive. Okay. Someone's asking questions. Is Black Pits a Teeling bottle by any chance?
Yep.
Is it?
It is.
Yep. See you later. And no, I'm only playing. I don't know, but we'll keep that up there for the conversation. Here we go. Could easily be a Connemara. There you go. That's interesting. Dunville's peated every day over this, said David. Okay. Yep, peat on the nose, sweet on the palate. Oh, I don't know who you're asking that. It lacks body. Okay. Interesting. Sorry, Paddy. Yep. Okay. It's much more approachable compared to the base Connemara. So this is interesting. This is chalk and cheese. 50-50. This is 100%. Split the room.
Well, the thing is, like, peated whiskey always splits the room. Like, for Ardbegs, Lefroy's, Lagavulins, you've got people who think it's, God's gift in whiskey terms, and like other people who will just not touch it. And I think Irish, now that we're getting Irish peated stuff coming through, it's going to be the same. Some people are going to hate it, some people are going to love it, and I appreciate both of them. Like some of the earlier hint stuff, I was like, is it there? I know it's sourced, but I was like, is it going to be something I'm going out and buy? No, the peated stuff, yeah. And if they're going down the route of like peated and stout kind of finishes, then I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep going through these comments here. Sure, why not? So we've got that nice and peaty. I like it. Think of Lefroy, or however it's spelt. Yes, I think Lefroy gets dead on. Expect they don't give you a square foot of land. Not yet. You could always ask the guys at Hinch if they'll give you some land round about. They've got a golf course next door. Maybe they can afford to do that. I don't know. Not a touch on the Ardbeg 10. There you go. I like peat, but I think it's a bit too strongly peated. Interesting, Joe. That's an interesting point for these guys to think about. Yeah, Christy, there you go. I think Connemara is nicer, to be honest, but I liked it too. A bit rougher on the palate, in my opinion. Here we go. This is good. Think I'll do what I done with my boxes from last year: blend the leftovers together into a sample bottle and then compare the two. Okay then. Okay, you go ahead. You do that. Is it Irish malt or imported Scottish peated malt? No, it's Irish. Is the answer there? Let's have a look. Oh, there's so many comments. This is really good. Yeah, this is Irish peated. Here, so many comments. You guys are in such a big conversation by yourselves. Listen, I'm going to rattle through that. I want to just quickly talk before I move on to number 9. I want to talk about the festival a little bit. There is an announcement which will be made on Sunday. So we've got a tasting tomorrow night. That's the Cologne tasting. I have a tasting on Friday night and on Saturday night. Then on Sunday, there will be the first set of tickets for the festival in the summer, which will come on sale. So to keep an eye out on the actual page itself, so that's www.belfastwhiskeyweek.com, there will be an initial series of tickets. What I will say, for the first week only, there will be an early bird ticket for that first week when those tickets go on sale. So between the 20th and the end of the month, there will be one ticket which will go on sale at one price. Once it succeeds that or passes that 1 week, the price for that product will go up. But there's going to be some early bird tickets. I would definitely keep my eye out on the 20th for people if they're very interested in being involved in the festival next year, it doesn't matter where you come from. Some people might be, might have looked at some of the sets in this series and thought about the cost of postage. What I would say is be very smart when you look at these options coming up for the early bird things. You'll be very surprised when it comes to postage. Have a wee look there, have a wee gander, but don't be frightened to get involved. Christy, thank you very much. I'm just seeing some of this. Sorry, there you go. Perfect. Who's saying no? Who's boycotting Tealings? That's very silly. You don't go boycotting brands. Oh, Jesus Christ, John. Didn't see that at all. No, you're quite right. Can't have people boycotting people.
We want Tealings to bring the Renaissance series to the festival. I
would love to see
their A game.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? That'd be absolutely brilliant.
Can I just say good night to you guys?
Shami, good night. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.
See
yes,
you.
Indeed.
Good night. Take care.
Thank you. We haven't finished that. I haven't done that yet. So question number 8, before I move on to number 9, question number 8 is, who is Hector the Convector?
Is it like an alternative Henry Hoover type of thing, or?
Sounds like a dodgy boiler salesman or something.
Who is Hector the Convector? Guys, you need to be on top of this, right? I know that these were sent out in advance. They're in your tasting packs. A lot of you could have Googled this shit. A lot of you could have come up with some crazy ideas. You could have told me what you thought it was. Hector the Convector. Come on.
A thundercloud
store.
Thank
you. You just Googled that, you shite you.
You just said to Google it.
No, I'm
saying
you
could have
before. Hector, good night, Paddy. Perfect. So Hector the Convector is a constant storm cloud that repeats itself on a sometimes daily, but at least a weekly basis as a constant in the same spot at the same time. And it's a very, very, very strange mystery. No scientist has decided why this happens. It's a constant. So if you can imagine that you stood, let's say you stood on your doorstep, and at 2 o'clock every Friday, the same rain cloud came and poured rain on you at 2 o'clock. That's exactly what happens with Hector the Convector.
That'd be a good place for a rock concert.
Well, it's a thunderstorm as well, so you get you get noise and you get lightning. You get it's a storm cloud. So I just thought that, to me, that's a mystery. That's weird. No one can predict exactly why it comes as a constant. It's not just a one-off every year or something. It's a constant. It's a weekly thing, daily, weekly. It's happening all the time. So very interesting. Always for me, something like that type of mystery makes me think about the parallel between our planet, and our world, or something. That's is it like is it like with Thor, and he's able to come down at one specific point, and he just that's when I'm coming down during that thundercloud. So yeah, interesting. Oh, sorry, Paddy, you're still here. That's good. Sorry, apologies. Oh, you were being very polite to Shamini there. That's really nice. Okay, so last one of the night, although I will answer this question just because it was asked. Give me 1 second. I saw it popping up. How many tastings will there be in the summer? That's a really good question. At the moment, we are sitting at 70 plus tastings. So 70 plus tastings for the summer festival. So it's becoming, I think it already has become, it's certainly the largest Irish whiskey festival on the planet, but it's certainly becoming a very, very big deal. And it's becoming a big deal because people are asking for lots of input into it. People want to be part of the festival itself. So yeah, we're sitting about 70 plus. And yeah, the IT that's going into this in the background is pretty damn big to involve people. So as I say, 100% of this is now broadcast. So we're going to broadcast all of the festival, and yet you can still physically, if you want, and I'm not going to tell you to, but if you want to come to Belfast, and you want to come and be involved in the festival, then come. Be involved. Come to the tastings, because we're going to be, live streaming these tastings from Belfast, from venues. Okay, but it will be open to the world. It will be open to everyone, and everyone's more than welcome to get involved. So I'm glad. Good question. Hopefully, people take that on board. We went from in our first year, we went from about 18 tastings. Second year, we went up to 40 plus tastings. Now we're going to 70 plus tastings. So it is definitely getting bigger. Oh, Joe, there's a question. Yeah, what's the chance of the virtual being in person? Yeah, listen. If you order a box, this is the concept. If you order a tasting, the box will come to you. You'll get your box, and then it's up to you. If you want to come to the venue, you want to come to the tasting, come to the tasting, come to the venue. That's the idea. We know we're going to have restrictions, so we know we can't have lots and lots and lots of people all in the same place at the same time. So we know that, and we'll be able to manage that. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, I'm not sure, Mickey. Let's not. I won't be doing all 70. That would be mind-boggling.
That's what I'm here for. That's the only reason I'm allowed in.
Yeah. Hold on. I did in the first year. I did the whole 18. Last year in the summer, I think I did out of the 40 plus. I think I did out 30 something. I will not be going anywhere near that kind of number.
You looked good that week, I have to say.
I thought I did okay.
You did not.
I did all right. Here, you can watch me back. I thought I did okay.
That's all right. Here, it's number 9. Is it Fanboy Central, Cologne?
No.
No?
No, it's not, actually. It's not.
That's
number
okay.
9, number 9 is 2 stacks.
Oh, come on. That's close enough.
2 stacks, Blender's Cup, 65.15% ABV. So it's 65.15% ABV. This is a unique blend of grain, malt, and pot still whiskey. There's 5 component parts. We've got 40% is dark grain, 40% light grain, 10% double malt, 8% pot still, and 2% peated malt, using lots of different types of casks, including virgin oak casks, bourbon casks, and Oloroso sherry butts. Okay, 65.15%. All right. The rest of the night has been 40%. There's a 43%, 46%. But now we're at 65.15%. Okay. It's a blend. Okay, of those 5 component parts. All right. I will accept people's criticism of this, but what I will say, I find it absolutely delightful. So. Brilliant. Thanks a lot. Look at that. You did fab, Paul. That's very kind of you. That's really kind. That's very sweet, Michelle. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah.
That's great, because I've got a bottle of this and I haven't needed to open it because of all the samples that people keep throwing around, because everybody's starting to love it. So.
Yeah, but there was only, I mean, this is batch 1, but there's
like
only
200 and something.
222 bottles of it. And do you know what? I know for a fact I've opened 6 of them for different tastings recently, so there's way less than that available.
That doesn't feel like a 65% there.
No. Oh my God, it's so easy to drink, isn't it?
It's just.
Yeah.
It does smell great, doesn't it?
Not hit like an ABV of 65.
Yeah. Toffee, peat, vanilla, just milky, like it's good.
This is good, eh? This is the way to finish off a mystery box. Like the peated element is just superb. So let's look at this. We bookended this tasting with 2 blends, yeah, with similar component parts. So the Dunville's 1808 has a small percentage of pot still, has a small percentage of peated malt, has the double distilled, the triple distilled whiskies and the grains in there. And similarly, the 2 stacks has all of that also. Different levels of component parts and at cask strength. And obviously the Dunville's has its own whiskey in, it has its own whiskey in there. But this is something, eh? This has got a bit of kick to it. It's that lovely warmth. It really has a mouthfeel which is akin to something very complex, a very complex malt, even at some point, that you think, do you know what, this could be, and this is non-age statement, but you could be talking about a very healthier, older expression of whiskey here. I think it comes up and hits you in the face. I think it's got a lot of, it's got a lot of vigor, and it wants to. I think it wants to take you on a big journey. It's got lots of components that just make you want to go and find them all. So much you can actually, depict, that peatedness, but you can also depict the really nice peppery kind of pot still note, which I like to find. But toffees, fudge, lovely apples, like a kind of apple cake or apple pie that's been baked, and it has that lovely, sugar crust on the top. This is really nice.
It's a good fun one to share with friends unexpectedly, I have to say.
I like that. I wonder if anyone really doesn't like it. Let me have a look. Oh yes. There you go. Okay, so it's different from the apricot blend. Yes, it is. Slightly different. Yes. And you've got dram the can. Yes, dram the can from the Two Stacks lads. Okay, so people saying they love the apricot brandy version. Okay, easy sipping. Yes, it is. It's very easy sipping. It is indeed smooth. Yes, cracking stuff. Here, we're not getting negative yet. Okay, what a finish. Thank you. Yes, agreed. Great box. I didn't have a box for it. I don't have a box. There probably
means
is
a sample box. Means a sample box.
Oh, you like the sample box? Robert, you're so kind.
How much Two Stacks have you been drinking?
Barry Chandler needs to see this. He needs to see us drinking this. Of course he does. I'm sure he's on here watching me just now before he goes on Friday night.
Barry Chandler's doing Two Stacks this week, is he not?
He is. He's doing it on Friday night. They're going to be going through the whole range, and we're going to be announcing something that night as well for the Two Stacks. People who want to support Two Stacks, we've got a wee surprise for some people that we're looking forward to announce. Probably during Barry's show, hopefully to help his viewers. So yeah, Chrissy's said it's a bit of a bite. Yes. Toffee straight off the nose. Here we go. Paddy, have you got something nice to say? How can it stay so sharp in appearance with the high ABV when water is added? Because it's magical. Because it's a mystery dram. Where sells Two Stacks? Been looking to get a bottle. Two Stacks is sold in the Friend at Hand in the moment in the north, but it's sold in Irish Malts online. It's sold in a couple of places, to be honest. They're now going big in the States. So anyone, to give a caveat to this, Two Stacks should not have been launched in Ireland. Two Stacks had nothing to do with Ireland for its marketing agenda. It wanted to be in America. And unfortunately, COVID put a stop to that. And the lads decided to launch the product at Belfast Whisky Week in the summer last year. So they did. They launched all of their range, apart from the cans, in Belfast Whisky Week, which is absolutely brilliant. We really appreciated that. They got a bit of a boost from it. Local people then bought the product, which was really nice. But now they're able to do what they want to do, which is go out to the States. So you're going to see a big push in America with lots of two-stack branding, lots of two-stack bottles. So they've got all these blends, they've got single malt, and they've got these tiny little cans, called dram in a can. And it is literally 2 shots of, it's 100 mils really, but you're actually getting 3. I keep on saying to myself, you get 3 good measures. 3 good measures out this one can. So yeah, you're going to see that in America, and then hopefully it reversing and coming back here, so you can see maybe purchasing those cans here in Ireland and the UK. Hopefully, they're going to be. I noticed and I read an article today about the relationship in travel retail. So I do expect you to see very soon Two Stacks in travel retail. So when you're traveling on the planes and going through those duty-free shops, you will see them there as well. But yeah, it can be purchased on Irish malts. Yeah, I don't know the whiskey exchange. Did they have some as well? Not sure. Like I really don't.
They do,
talk
but
about,
it's cheaper on Irish malts.
Oh, there you go. So it's I don't endorse. I don't endorse these places. It's up to yourself. I'm not going to go and tell you to do it. I would say if you're physical and you want to go into Belfast and purchase them, they do have them at the friend of hand, and that's where I would pick them up at the moment. Yes, so Barry Chandler has these guys on Friday night. A wee bit early, apparently it starts at 11 o'clock UK time or Irish time. Anzac has them, yes, totally agree. Kit, yes, they do. So that's Anzac off sales. There's lots of little off sales across the whole of Northern Ireland where you can pick them. I think you were getting them at were you getting them in Celtic Whisky? I'm not too sure, but you will get them in the south. There's bound to be some in the south. There we go. Who have we got? Oh, I noticed that. Yes, I did notice that. He is actually on Aquavita's show, isn't he? Yeah, he's on with Roy. Okay, there you go. Just made it into my town today. Whoa, there you go. I'm gonna hope you pick some up. Super. That's just I'm letting that go there, John, just because these little things quite funny. There you go. There you go. Right. So people seem to like it. That's a good thing. I'm glad we could finish the whiskies on that.
It is a good one.
Sorry?
It's a good one.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And again, Gareth, I'll ask you that question. Has there been value in the box?
Yeah.
That's good.
Definitely value.
That's good. Listen. Slauncher to that. Thank you very much. I've enjoyed it. Obviously I put some whiskies in there that I enjoy. Of course, that I enjoy, and also that I wanted people to start drinking, to think, right, I need to try these things. Peated whiskey I think is important. Blends are important. They are. They're the backbone of the whiskey industry. So some really nice and delicate blends going on here. So I'm glad that people have enjoyed it. And the fact that we've not had that many negative comments of 9 whiskies, that's pretty impressive. To try and have 9 whiskies that everyone can try and enjoy. We've got whiskey from independent distilleries. We've got them from the main core range there. Some of the Green Spot, John's Lane, coming from the IDLs, and we've got the Bushmills. But I think that's a good kind of mix of whiskey. The number 9 question here is: can you read the Voynich manuscript? That's the Voynich manuscript. And again, you should have Googled this before you came on the show tonight if you want to talk about it. If anyone knows what it is, I'll be surprised again. But it's a very interesting piece of work.
Yeah. I've watched some of those kind of top 10s videos and stuff on YouTube, and this always comes up in it. It's just nobody's been able to crack what the frigate's about, basically.
Yeah. So it's a well, I mean, what they've decided upon is it's a book of medicine and science, and then also anatomy, and a book on medicines that can be herbal and stuff. So it's actually, it seems to be written. So it's a book that has been written, and whether it's in code or it's in a completely separate language altogether, it's unreadable. But because of the imagery that is used, so it's lots of pictures as well as lots of writing, they're able to determine what they're talking about, whether or not they know what's being said from the actual images that have been drawn. And maybe it's a heart, or maybe it's a flower, or they're able to decipher what it is. But it's actually a very, very interesting read without knowing what it is. And I think that's the thing. It's fascinating. People are like really stumped by this, and it is legit. It's not a make. Everyone has agreed that it's not a fake, because it's not a fake. It is legitimate. They just don't know what it is. And I think that that's super cool. Like, we have stuff out there which people just don't have a fucking clue about. Proper mystery stuff. So Google that. Get on the Google. Have a look at that. Enlighten yourselves. You know, we've got the Hector Convector. We've got Lady Day, Voyage, things like the Siberian sinkholes. Maybe people just don't come up with that. And yeah, it was a bit of fun. Those questions were just fun, nothing more.
More importantly, who's winning on Saturday?
Who will win on Saturday? That's a good question, son. Let me think.
We're talking proper sport, yeah?
Sorry?
We're talking the proper sport.
Rugby?
Yep.
It's not. Is it, you're good? I'm a soccer man. I don't know. That's a good question. What are you playing for? Because you've already been beaten. I mean, the Scots already won early in the season. So what are you playing for? Is this now? Who can win? Who can win the Six Nations? Who can win?
It's Wales or France can win it.
Wales or France can win the Six Nations.
Yeah.
Well, then it's you want to
There's
back
a game between Ireland and England for pride.
Well, I'm going to support only because I'm really biased at this point. Wearing a green top and living in Ireland, I'm going to have to support Ireland. But I would say that the guys here. There's a lot of Ulster. We've got a lot of rugby fans who are here. Gareth lots of them, and there's John, who's a massive Ulster fan and fan of Irish rugby. I'd say the fact that Scotland beat you, that Ireland might have a chance. Yeah. That's what I would say. I think it's just been a terrible. No offense, but it's been a terrible season for England the last little while. It's just not been. It's not been great. I want to see the same performance. I'll be honest. This summer with the football, because if Scotland managed to beat England at Wembley, it'd be unreal. It'd be unbelievable. The last time I witnessed that happening was the last game at the old Wembley when Scotland beat them. That was the last time that ever happened, and very disappointing the way Scotland's gone for its football, but it's done all right in the rugby recently. As soon as they beat England, I thought, you know what, that's it, Six Nations, that's it, we're going to win it, and they kind of fell behind. There's such a tough proposition, the Scottish team. You just don't know what you're going to get because they're such a good outfit, and all of a sudden they just get broken down.
They're turning to France.
Yes. Well, this is interesting. I didn't realize they had the opportunity to win the Six Nations. That's class. But I think everyone, if you're a neutral, then you're always looking. I think the Welsh are very interesting as a rugby team. I think neutrals will look at that and go, yeah, Wales. If they're not necessarily from the nations being involved, but I think good luck to you, Gareth. You're probably probably the only one here. Oh, maybe there's. Think England will win. There you go. So Connor thinks England will win, much as it sticks in my craw. There you go. There you go. Stander will be man of the match in his last game for Ireland. People doing that. Yeah, there you go. It's frogs to beat the sheep. Here. Do you know what? When was the last time the French won the Six Nations? That'll be an interesting one.
I think, personally, the French will beat Wales.
There you go. Wow.
Because Wales haven't really played. They've got through on luck. And England will beat Ireland.
Well, there you go. The predictions are up. Get to the bookies, sort yourselves out, you'll be grand. So, yeah, look, these stations are on every night this week. So another 3 to go. But I just want to see if there was any more on the whiskey. It's now all on the it's now on the rugby. Although someone's just brought in football. I don't know what that is. What was Wagner thinking instead of Walcott on that earlier? I have no idea what she's Emma. No idea what you're on about. I've lost it now.
It's a little ID crowd reference there.
Was it?
Just taking the piss out of all your sport chat.
She's just right. She is just right. Listen, I've really enjoyed myself tonight, and thank you for Gareth and Gareth and Niall for coming on for a bit of the banter there. More than welcome.
Cheers
really
for a good value box. That's earlier stuff anyway. Like a lot of that I've tried, but it's great. And then this earlier stuff is things I've been really wanting to get a hold of. So yeah.
Good. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad we had a good amount of people on for the tasting, which is
Tell
good.
you what though, I've got half a bottle of that Dunville's coming my way in the next few days, and that's going to be well appreciated now after that.
Isn't it? Do you know, it's good. And I'm thinking it's so good to have cheap bottles of whiskey.
33
that will be cheap.
33 quid from their site. So, and that's just high end blend, but it tastes good enough.
Good. Listen, that's us for tonight. Listen, Sláinte, I'm going to finish. Hold on, going back to the Kilbeggan as my final drink for tonight, because I was impressed and I didn't know what I was going to expect, so I'm going to finish on that. So listen, cheers. Thank you very much, Sláinte, and good night. Thank you. Brilliant.